What's up, y'all? It's your girl Survivor Speaks, and I'm back with a live video. I know I was just live, and thank goodness for my moderator. She told me that I, I can't hear you, and I'm just going off, going off, going off. So let me just give y'all a little background about what I want to talk about today, because it's Chrisean Rock and more, right? My goodness. Let me send this over here first, because now I was just getting ready to um send this over here just to see if somebody else wants to come in over here. This is an impromptu live. Actually, I watched the fight tonight and I have some things to say. And I didn't know that y'all couldn't hear me. If you're back, if you're coming back here, I didn't know that you could not hear me. Um I was not even paying attention. I'm just talking. But we're here nonetheless. So this live is basically about like I said, the fight, Chrisean Rock, the effery that I've seen up until now, plus more. Because um it's pretty disturbing to me. Today's live, I will be like speaking directly from the heart, and that's what I'm going to give you because I am so sick and tired. If you know me and you come on this channel, you will know that this is the most Christian rock content that I've put out on this channel. I normally just put out stuff when she has something going on. Um, I do not, and I've had to block, I think I blocked 3 people uh yesterday. What's up, Vanessa? Yeah, we live. I was live this whole time that I told you. Getting ready to put it over there again. But because I you couldn't hear me. Allie was in here and she could not hear me. But I want to talk Chrisean Rock and more because I am so bothered by what the things that I've seen. Um, not just up for the fight, not just like right now. I'm talking about from the first time that I became when I knew started to find out about who Krishan was, right? And so I saw Krishan was okay. Let me see which was Vibe out yet. I saw Krishan on a lot. I just happened to be flicking through. Um, I just happened to be flicking through some videos, and I saw Krishan, and she was um just having one of her moments. She was with Blue Feces. That's his name here, Blue Feces. And I'm like, who is this silly girl, right? So I start looking into her, and I listened to her song "Rainy Days." If you ever get a chance, listen to it. It's still out on all social media platforms. She always has made music of substance. I'm not talking about the 2 diss songs she made about Blue, even though they're good, as she had every right to. He wrote his baby mama's diss. This is his first child's mother. He wrote those disses for her to go into the studio and make. So she had every right to get with somebody that was willing to do some stuff for her, whatever, and that was that. But normally, Krishan, she makes songs of, with substance. So I listen to Rainy Days. I don't know. I played it like, wow, over and over and over again. I'm just going to tell you, I was in a fetal position crying, and I'm like, why am I so emotional? And ever since then, I had started, watching Kashan, and but it was the second time that I actually saw her after the first time. I said, "This, I see a light in her. I see a light in her." So I made it my business to say right then and there, like, I could see some of the things that she's going through that was cringe worthy. Then, I go down the rabbit hole and start looking and hearing about her family. Um, and she would tell stories about her family and people wouldn't believe her. She's lying. Da, da, da. That's because of blue feces. I can tell you that. Most of what this girl endured after she hooked up with him was because of him. Remember, she was a toxic one. This is what everybody wants to say. And then add his mama on top of that, who is supposed to be, who plays between I'm the church lady to telling, misleading and misguiding all of these women that blindly follow her because they hate Krishan for some reason or another. And she's quoting the Bible and telling you what it doesn't mean and what it does mean. And it just is crazy. Oh, but give my granddaughter a pass. She's only 3 years old, but she cusses like, a sailor. And not to take anything away, I don't talk about people's children on this channel. I don't allow it. It doesn't just have to be Krishan's child, anybody's child. When I talk about a child over here, the child is attached to a true crime story. I don't talk about children with disabilities. And I'm not saying that Krishan's son. It's a shame you got to clarify when you say things, because you got these people out here looking to jump to conclusions about something. I don't know anything about Chrisean Jesus, but I love him. That's it. And so I'll say that for the record. So the three people that I had to block, you decided to come over here and leave. They decided to come over here and leave comments under a video that I put up of Chrisean. And I'm not just gonna remove your comments. I'm gonna just block you altogether. I don't That's not what we're doing. That's not what I'm doing. What do you gain out of bullying a baby? I'm not doing that. What are you gaining by bullying a mother that takes care of her baby? I'm not doing it over here. I'm not. I don't talk about people's children, like I said, unless they're attached to a true crime story and I'm reporting on that story. Other than that, all kids are off limits over here. We're not doing that. Just not doing it. And you really can't say too much to me about Chrisean. Not doing it. Not going to happen. Let me tell y'all something. Chrisean just fought, right? First professional fight. I don't know anybody that's among the living that's walking on this earth that is perfect. I don't know about any of the women that project so much hate on this girl. I don't know you to be perfect. Because some of these women that are leaving these um, comments and things like they're projecting. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, she takes her child everywhere with her," and that's a bad thing. Y'all gotta make it mix. I don't understand it. I never will. I never will understand it. But what I wanted to say, because I said it before, Allie, if you're in here, Allie, um, we were supposed to schedule something so you can tell your daughter's story. Um, but I was going to do it on the other channel. I'm not even using that channel or doing anything over there as of right now. I think I actually switched it. I don't know, but we need to schedule that and we can do it here. Um, because like my moderator Allie has a story to tell about her child, and I want her to tell it in from her mouth. Um, you know, the lengths that a mother would go to when they love their child, when they love their child and they have to look at their child and not know whether their child is going to make it. But every day having more faith than the doctors do. Having your daughter, I want Ali to tell her daughter's story herself. So I do want to set that up because we were supposed to be doing it on the other channel and we never got to do it because that's a whole nother story. So I'm not even going to get into the full story about how we were supposed to do it and we didn't get to do it. So I wanted to because you guys know how it was in the hospital in August and September. Um like for almost 2 months. And so I kind of like have not been consistent. And so you see, I've been consistently here. This is the most, um, you know, consistent that I've been. And I have people subscribing. I have new subscribers, but some of my old subscribers, if I'm not putting out content, then they're going to go and consume and get the content somewhere else. So I am pushing to do that, to be consistent with coming back on on my platform, putting out content. um and I'm also like doing a different like type of content on Instagram now because I'm telling my story about something that I'm still going through. But I've decided to do it over there. But today, well, we're on yesterday now. Yesterday and even today was like Chrisean Rock takeover day for me on my channel. Like I was doing bringing my channel in a different direction, but today would be a day that I would not miss for anything, and I would not be putting the content out there and putting good energy out there behind Kashan because you have so many people preying on her downfall. It is so disgusting to me, and I'm going to talk about it. And then I'm just going to let people know from the beginning, if you're in here and you're putting anything negative in the comments about Krishan, if you're saying anything about her child, what have you, whatever. We're not, I'm gonna I'm just blocking you. I don't do it on this channel. I don't allow it. Now you could say something in a proper way, but you have these people that go from panel to panel just to say bad things about Krishan, and it's mind boggling to me because a lot of people are projecting. You can see Krishan singing somewhere in church, and then get on the internet and say, Chrisean, the baby is home in a closet and Chrisean is out somewhere. What? Dean, hey, D. Nevinci. You said repeat? A repeat of what? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean repeat? I had the live up, but you couldn't hear me, so I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let's get into what I'm so upset because I had the live up, but you could not hear. I didn't know until my mom told me that she couldn't hear. Like she's like, "Is everything okay?" Okay, because I couldn't hear you. All right, so I want to get into right, the fight that just happened, right? And everybody looks at Chrisean in one way. You just have some people, doesn't make a difference what she does, they're gonna always feel the way they feel about her. Without Some people just hop on the bandwagon. Some people are new to Chrisean based off of following people that hate her. I can tell you what I know for a fact. I can tell you that I know for a fact there are content creators that were paying some of the people that are against her, and that's including a couple of her family members, her sisters, for information, and they were reporting on information that's not even true. I'm just telling you what I know. Exactly, Charlotte Whitfield. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna get to that quite in real quick in a minute. But I need to get this part out because I don't want to forget this part. So Chrisean fought in her first professional fight tonight, right? We all seen her fighting in the street. We've seen her on TV fighting. We've seen it. And how they put a eye on her was, first of all, she's chosen. If you're a believer, you know. And if you know, you know. She's chosen. That's number one. Number two, yeah, I got you, D. And I agree with you. I didn't know what you I didn't know what you meant. But yeah, for one, she's chosen. That's number one. For two, she was spreading the gospel when she was looking one way and the girl slapped her. But after that, what people don't know is, or even care to, didn't even care to, her baby was right there. Her baby was out there. When those 6 girls jumped her in Compton, her baby was in the car though. She told her best friend, "Get my baby out of here." And her best friend's son was there as well. "Get my baby and your child out of here." So what was she going to do? What was she going to do? How was the kid supposed to get out of there if something was going on? She sent her friend to get her baby out of here. She's going to protect her child at all costs, regardless of what these YouTube channels or Instagram channels or whatever they're saying. That's what happened. Get my baby out of here. And she did what she does. She defended herself. She had already started working on herself. And I dare anybody to tell me that they are free of sin. I dare anybody to tell me that. Listen. Let me tell you something. When Chrisean, I got to think back to it because let me tell you something. I'm a day oneer and I'm not going anywhere. I don't play that about people's children, nobody's kids. And I don't think people are understanding what she's saying because y'all so busy wanting to hate her. But for some people, I know why you're doing it. It's content, even though it's false content, but your content is drying up. What you're reporting on is drying up. And so you have to depend on the false narrative that is out here against Chrisean. Now, has she been perfect all the time? No. But let me tell you what Blueface did. Blueface, he is a marketing genius, right? That's the first thing I'm going to give him, that because that's the only thing I'm going to give him. But Chrisean is the algorithm. Nobody was checking for Blueface before he got with Chrisean. And if you watched what went on today, hello, you will see that she is the algorithm. Period. No other way to say it. Tretch didn't, from Naughty by Nature, didn't come there to perform for none of them people. I'm about to make a connection with y'all and show y'all how God is all up in through these things. Now, I don't know who you believe in. You could believe in God. You could believe in Jesus. You could believe in a higher power. As long as you believe in something, great. Great. That's you. That is you. Right? But I do believe what I believe. I believe in the same God that Chrisean is, praised. And I'm getting ready to show y'all how God is all up in the mix, right? Blueface tried to erase Chrisean's whole existence. Blueface. You want Blueface? That's my name for him. I really don't. If anybody knows me, know that I really don't do. This is the most Chrisean Rock content that I've done. I normally only report on her when something is like going on, like good for her, or sometime I get fed up with just seeing people just doing things for no reason. I might say something over here, but I really, I normally don't do too much Chrisean content, because I just I don't. Or sometimes when I see the bullying and stuff, when it's coming from Blueface's mother, I'll do it. I can turn into Petty Ann. Petty Ann, yes, I do. I post something, turn the comments off, and people just like and laugh because I'm like that. It is what it is, right? But let me tell y'all something. So all of the stuff that's going on this internet is because of Blueface. Let me tell y'all, he tried when Chrisean got with him, he tried to erase her whole existence before him. But you cannot, we are nobody's perfect, but you cannot believe in God and just blatantly mock him at the same time and take his credit. You can't do it. You're going to F around and find out. So, Chrisean has always been an athlete. I'm going to say triathlete maybe, because she played football, she she ran track. She played football, she ran track. I think were her main. I know track was her main thing. But Chrisean was on, and I wish I had all this up because at the time I did If you go down my Instagram page, you'll see it over there. I did put that up. When I went down the rabbit hole to find out who is this girl? What's that show she was on? The she's the youngest person that won on that show. She was 19. Where they run through the obstacles and stuff. I have chemo fog brain. I am a breast cancer survivor for real, and this is something that I live with. And if y'all knew what I was going through, y'all would be like, "You lying? You ain't going through that. You're not going. You're not going to that. I am." But thank you, Shalette Whitfield. I clocked. You know it's tea when you see them two fingers touching. Uh-huh. I got that point of reference. Allie, there you are. Allie, we need to set up the show to do so that you can, because I was trying to, like, I'm trying to be more consistent. I want to get more people that's viewing over here, and we were supposed to do it on a different channel, but we on the other channel, but we never got to do it. But I want to set up something so that you can come and tell baby a story, because I want that to come from you, and I know we had that conversation a while ago, so I just really want to get that. I'll talk to you about it off stage. Well, I want to that's something that you want to share with the people, and I think that the story is awesome, because she has a story that, like I'm saying, that when she shares it, she had more faith than the doctors did. And I'm just going to tell this little part of the story because I want her to tell it from her own mouth. So they basically had to put her daughter on a breathing machine. Make sure I'm saying this right, Allie. And like for she something and they had to stop her, like put her in a coma. And at one point, I'm only going to tell up to this point, they told her, you know what? I think that there's nothing else we can do. But Allie was like, bull BS. I'm not going for that. Don't tell me that. That's what y'all saying. And so yeah, that's as much of her story I'm going to tell you about baby A. But we need to set that up because I didn't, the other channel, I'm not doing that right now. So but we definitely when you love your kids unconditionally, that's just what it is. You love your kids unconditionally. However, Blueface wanted to erase that whole existence of Chrisean. Chrisean was 19 years old. Chrisean's ex-boyfriend already told us from when she was a child, no, she really lives this stuff about God. She really, she used to have me praying all the time. Everything when she talk about Jesus, she's not playing. As a child, that she went through some things, but this is what in spite of what her mother has been through, she always instilled God in her children from the beginning. And she was at the fight tonight, and she's clean up until this point. Chrisean's mother was a nurse. She got hurt. She was, taking some pain medication. Unfortunately, it went left. But I would take Chrisean's mother any day over Blueface's mother, the liar. All right. Y'all let that one marinate. So she's I'm a new channel, I'm new to your channel, but I'm overhearing what you're saying. But I want to ask you, do you remember when Chrisean checked Blue and was like, no, it was girl, you read my mind. No. Wait. Let me read this again. Yes, you read my mind. I was getting to that. Yup. Read dollars. I was getting to that. That's what, when I say you cannot mock God, say you believe in God, mock God and try to take what he's done and claim it as your own, and then stand 10 toes down on it. because right here you got somebody that's here and know that knows that that's what he said. She's like, no, that it was God. He was like, you gonna give God my credit? She said, yeah, yeah, because it was God. It wasn't you. And he's like, you crazy. It wasn't God. It was me. No, it was God, sir. And you just, she need to get away from you quick. I was like, oh my gosh. So I saw Chrisean the first time I saw her laying on the floor at Blueface house. She was drinking and she was just being silly and laughing. And I just happened to scroll because I don't follow Blue Feces like that. And I was like, who is this silly girl? And so I went, if you get a chance, listen to Rainy Days. It's still on social media platforms. I went down a rabbit hole, like, who is this girl? And I ran into Rainy Days. And I was in, I don't know, I played over and over again. I was in the fetal position, crying my eyes out. And so I just was like, wow. So the second time I saw her after that, I saw the light in Kashan. And I've been down for Kashan every day. She tells a story. Every time she tells a story, oh, it's a lie. So now we got, I don't even know if y'all saw that. It is just crazy to me. It is just so mind-boggling to me on so many levels. I'm gonna say this because I want to get this out the way. I want to get this out the way right up front. Let me see if I can get that footage over here. Let me see if I can download that video and bring it over here. Cause oh no, all we gotta do is what am I doing? Let me, because there's some people here right now in the chat. Before I lose y'all, I want y'all to tell me whether I'm lying or not. If I'm just making up something or not. I forgot. What am I doing? I can just go right here. I don't even gotta try and see. I want to tell y'all something about this girl right here. Hold on. Is this the right page? That's what it says. Hopefully it is. If not, I could just bring it up from Sean's page. But I want y'all to see the visual. I'm gonna just bring it on up from Kashan page. Because I want y'all to see the visual, and then I'm gonna tell y'all. Let me see if this is it. Okay. Yep, it is. Yes, it is. Here you go. Like the hit mother. Ooh, wow. World Star done picked this up. Child. You see, Kashan is chosen. And all she had to do, and this is a lesson for just all of us, and she's been doing it. She's been doing it. But baby, let me tell y'all something. And I always knew Tommy can be all things, but Tommy has always been in Kashan corner. I don't care who you are. Let me roll this footage before I say what I want to say about this other person. She was in a okay. So Al, this is my moderator. Her daughter was in a drug induced coma to stop her seizures. And they basically said, so they're going to take her off of the machine because there was nothing else that they could do for her. They was going to bring her out of the coma, and they didn't know whether Allie was like, oh, that's what y'all saying. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Y'all can say, oh, yeah, I want to say, but that's not what I'm saying. Okay. All right. Let me bring this over here because I want y'all to see this because I'm about. Please hit the like button for me. That's a free way to support the show. Hit the subscribe button. You can help become a member if you want to. That's totally up to you. If you want to donate to the channel, I've made several changes over here on the channel. And but a free way to support me is to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, and doing what y'all doing right here, communicating with me in the comments. I love this. Now, let me show y'all something. I need to tell a story about this woman right here, right? Because everybody is so quick to just make Chrisean out to be she's a bad person. She's this, she that, she's this, she that. Oh yeah, she's doing this, she's doing that. So let's look at this real quick. Let me bring this over here. I'm on Kashan page, so I know she ain't gonna. Let me see if I can blow this up. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm doing this in one moment. Tag on in a small. Don't mess if you in here. Look at you all on the screen down there. You in Blue Rock. Oh wait a minute, I forgot I can just make it bigger like this. Child, listen. I'll be all right. So, did you see that? Hold on a minute. Let me see if I do this. If I can make this a little bit. Because I'm going to get her right out the way because she ain't nobody. But I need y'all to see something first. And then we're going to talk about this child that, is lucky to be given a chance and forgot Kashan's algorithm. Because that people don't realize she's chosen. And when God chooses you, He's just waiting for you to get in the moment, right? And people don't even realize what I don't want to be called what. Excuse me. Sorry, Kashan. What Kashan did. Kashan been feeding people for years. First of all, let me say that. For the people that's reporting on her negatively, and report on her like just every day, thank Kashan because she has actually, if you are monetizing, getting money, if you're getting money on, because you're doing Kashan Rock content negatively or positively, and it is like constant. He's feeding you. It's what these negative content. I'm telling you, I know this channel on right here on the YouTube. I think he's on day 3. I mean, he's on like probably year 3 or maybe 4. Every day straight of getting on his internet, he's never told one true thing about Kashan. He's never said one true thing. He has a lot of people in his chat. I called him out under. He went to this new page. I don't do drama because it defeats the purpose. I'm not into all that. I got a whole lot of other stuff going on. My life is pretty interesting. I just claim it now. And if I tell you guys all the things that I've done and where God has brought me from, you'll be like, well, I'm going through something even right now. And in this season, I still know that there's God and I don't have to do anything because it might feel like I'm going through right now, but it is like God moves people in and out of your life for a reason. I do believe that people are here for a season and a reason, but sometimes you don't think that the seasons are going to end for some things, but it does. So I want to show y'all let me see if I can even make myself smaller, because I need y'all to see how in the first round. Y'all see that? Boom! Boom! She goes down. That's her opponent, Zenith. Now, let me tell y'all why I showed y'all that. I showed y'all that because Zenith, and anybody that knows, Zenith has been taunting to Kashan since they chose her to fight Kashan. She has been out here just doing the most for no reason. And we have all heard, including yesterday, her tell Chrisean, was it yesterday was the last time they, yeah, yesterday was the weigh-in and all that. I'm gonna beat your ass. Mean mugging, mad at the crowd because they're Chrisean supporters. She can't help who supports her. We support, period. Why are you mad? You got your 5 minutes. You may have about 15 more because she knocked you out like that in the first round. And when she fell, if you listen to the commentators, they're gonna tell you she didn't knock her down. Chrisean slipped. Whoever made them shoes, Chrisean or whatever, did what? And that's the commentators. This is not rigged. This is for real. Venus is a wrestler. That is fake. She slap boxes. That is fake. When I first saw her fighting on her tippy toes, I said, "Oh, Chrisean is going to knock her out." And somebody had responded to me and was like, "That's the same thing I said." So I'm sure that her team told her, "You might want to get off or you need to fight flat footed on them tippy toes, being wobbly and stuff. Chrisean gonna knock you out." So even when they were talking today about this fight, all of these people would not have been at this fight if Chrisean wasn't fighting in the fight. I'm telling y'all, well, everybody that knows. So, yeah, shout out to the people over there on X. If you want to come over here, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Ali dropped something over there in the chat over there, and we got what up, Sheet the Pirate. What up? Yep. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yep. This girl has been harassing this girl, and she was saying nothing. Nothing. When they met at the face off, she said, Chrisean, I'm gonna beat you. And Chrisean was like, how long it took you to come up with that? That was her response. When I tell you Chrisean is really in her God bag this time, when I tell you that Blueface is let me tell you something. All right. There's so much going on in my head because I really don't do Chrisean content like this normally. But I listen. So let me tell you how. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. You know, Chrisean started making music, right? Okay. She started doing the music thing or whatever. And let me see what I call him because I watch this guy because I'm waiting for it. Because I'm waiting for, but I tell you, I'm waiting for two things. I'm waiting for Jay Diggs to come on home and drop that location because I know as soon as he get out of jail, he gonna drop that location and we gonna see how. Oh, this is what I call him wackadoodle-doo. We're gonna see how he admitted out his own mouth. That was the biggest mistake that I ever made. Not doing my homework and finding out, excuse me, who Jay Diggs really was. He's a real Pyro member. That's who he is. And I don't know if y'all know, but if y'all want to see who Jay Diggs is, because he is currently incarcerated, I'm not gonna send y'all to his page. I implore you. I just don't want. I would play it over here, but they're gonna probably strike it down because it's music. Just put in the word. You can't cuss in the chat. I can, I can't, and I could censor use my censor button, but Whack 100. I need y'all to put that in your search bars and take a listen. You're going to see who Jay Diggs is. And that is his mama in the beginning of the video. And so every time, so Jay Diggs was living in Hawaii. I don't went down the rabbit hole, y'all, because anybody that got something, so much smoke for somebody that's how old the time and this man was up in her mouth and her face screaming and hollering, drooling out the side of his mouth. No, and I don't want listen, I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm a civilian. I'm just saying what he says. I don't want none of that smoke, okay? But you and this girl face talk about drooling all this. How you got that much smoke for this young girl? But you don't never see nobody in the street and go hands up. How? 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 So you went out here running your mouth, talking about that all this stuff like you gangster this and gangster that. And Jay Diggs still waiting for the fee. He done went back to jail and everything. Shout out to Jay Diggs, free Jay Diggs. I think it was wrong the way they did him. Free Jay Diggs, because I need you to come back out here and come finish trolling wackadoodle-doo. Well, he ain't really trolling. He want the fee for real. I need you to come out here and do the one every time he comes to California, drop that pin that low. And he never show up. He act like he ain't see it. Meanwhile, we know he see everything on the internet and talk about everything on the internet. And most of the stuff he talk about is lies, lies, lies on top of lies. And I don't believe nothing he said. I just saw him in this young girl's face, mad because he would not sign to you. Now you got Blueface. I don't even think he in a 360 deal. He is in a, I don't, what is higher than 360 degrees? Is that the whole, 360 is the whole axis of the world? How that work out, y'all? You know what? He in some type of deal with, this man is double dipping and he done got mad because somebody had called him out on that contract. And he done got mad with them. Sir, you're the devil. But you had all the smoke for this girl. Drooling at the mouth in her face. But this is where I'm going to show you how God is all in the mix. Okay? Because at first, when I first saw her, I said, ain't that? I said, Chrisean, no. Oh my goodness. Chrisean. It ain't so. Chrisean's manager that was in the ring today, Kimberly Rock. Shout out to Kimberly Rock. Big one. I saw the real estate tour bus. What a brilliant idea. I was like, wait a minute. Hold up now, Kimberly. Kimberly done pulled up with a real estate tour bus. And let me show y'all God is all in this thing. Now, when she first signed to Kimberly Ross, I was sick. I said, you know what? Just take me out of here for about 20, 30 days because, baby, Chrisean, you didn't. That's because I didn't know no better at the time. But, baby, Kimberly Ross is, did y'all know that that's Wackadoodle-Doo's ex-wife? I'm on soundboard after that one. That's Wackadoodle-Doo's ex-wife. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all see how do y'all see how things is aligned? When I first saw it, I was against it. I was like, wait a minute, no. But I had no idea. Because they had already been, separated and everything. And yeah, because of the cheering, the judge wouldn't let them get a DVD boards. And so now she coming for what's hers. She wants half. And then the judge is like, something happened where I don't know what. I've never even heard of what they did in that case. I know about the case. I know exactly what happened, but I've never heard a judge do that. But they did, and so now he files. We don't care about all that. You see what she doing? She got big things popping, little things. Stop. Let me tell you something. When they stepped out, when I tell you they stepped out for Chrisean, when they stepped out, everybody on her team, everybody, her, this is what y'all understand, right? Everybody that was supposed to be at this fight was there. Everybody that loves her from her family was there. Right before Chrisean, everybody's posting everything, everything. Baby, I cannot make this stuff up. I swear I can't make this up. And I'm so glad we got some true people in the chat. Look at Pastor Mike Freeman. He says, so excited seeing you fulfill your journey. Shout out to Pastor Mike Freeman. Okay. So when I tell you, I said, y'all gotta, I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. I am not seeing what I am. I said, nah, 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 nah. And now even because I was feeling like I was laughing, I ain't gonna lie. I forgot which it was a Chrisean supporter that we got some Chrisean supporters that are just pure comedians. And it's just funny because I'll be laughing. Um Child. So I'll be peeping a lot of stuff. If I was to start the Chrisean Rock doing Chrisean content, y'all would be like, whoa, because I peep something that I've seen no other channel talk about from the Baddies reunion. Maybe I'll tell y'all that. I tried to show it, and I'm such a team player. I'm not going to. There are certain people I believe that God has placed in my life just recently, and I'm not going to talk about who they are because some of the content creators are so divided. And for what? Nobody owns Chrisean's content. If you're a supporter, you're a supporter. Some people report unbiasedly. So I do understand when Blue Rock TV reports, reports from an unbiased place and it's business for him, but then you can tell that he is a Chrisean Rock fan. She likes for you to be unbiased. She already told him that. So who are we like to say people can report on what they report on? I just think that some people just, content creators, they go too far with it, thinking that they own the content. If these platforms allow you to repost, you just repost it. You can leave up where it came from originally. That's tagging the page, especially if you use the remix feature on Instagram. And I'm not even an Instagram girly like that. I'm not even um I'm just learning, and I've been on Instagram for a minute, but I'm just learning it. But if you now that they've added these features, have been on there for a couple of years. But if you remix, it's going to the person that remix the content from you. The original person is going to get the credit. Now, if you just use somebody's content or something, yeah, it should show if you do it from the share button too. But if you put it out, like, and of course you're gonna put your branding on. You don't put your branding over their branding, but long as they will know that it originally came from that person. I just think they do too much of looking into that, and people don't understand. Like, and I'm somebody I'm not monetized on Instagram. And I haven't really been on here on Facebook. I was in the hospital, like I said, for almost 2 months. This is like I'm talking 2025. I'm talking about August and September of 2025, and they told me I shouldn't be sitting here on the mic today. So this is why my content over here on YouTube, I haven't been consistent. So my followers and my supporters really know that I'm trying to be consistent. If I told y'all what I was going through, y'all would be like, "What the hell?" But I want to get away. I want to get away from that. But nobody owns the content, right? Nobody owns it, and I just don't. I'm not the type of person I want to be in it with people. I'm not into all that. You're defeating the purpose if you're on these platforms and you're somebody that creates content, and then you want to just create conflict, and then people start messing with your stuff. They start. Nobody has time for that. Some people do this full time, and it is their bread and butter. um, I don't do it on a full time basis at all yet, but I've been monetized over here on YouTube. I really don't even get my money from YouTube because I'm not consistent. But I'm going to be consistent now because that's just what it is. God just had to arrange some furniture. I'm calling people furniture in my life. And then I got to get over this hurdle. I have to, keep having my faith of a mustard seed. And I'm going to tell you, I draw a lot of inspiration in my drive to keep going from Chrisean. I don't care how nobody feel about it. That's y'all. I I take her her she manifests things. I don't know if y'all ever saw the two grown men. They have a podcast. Chrisean went on when she first started with Blueface. I think it was right in the beginning, and they was like, "Well, if you become," she said, "Not if, when, when." I'm a manifester. God told me already. When them girls, and then she starts. She sung "Rainy Days" live, and they was crying in tears. And the guy was like, "Oh, look, you got me over here." Though. And then she sung it again. The sad thing the bad thing, it's not a bad thing, but it's a good thing. Chrisean wants to live with her whole family, and some of them don't have any loyalty to her. And it's sad. It's a sad thing, but I was happy to see the family today. The ones that showed up, even even child, and I don't that one I stay away from at all costs. I saw something in real time, and I just was like, nah, that's not. I said, oh no, Carla's oldest child, she's a whole mess. I'm glad she showed up and was able to spend time with, because Chrisean really doesn't know her like that. And she doesn't. Let me tell you, I don't went down a rabbit hole. I know the whole. I stay. What's going on with Chrisean? I know. She doesn't really know her like that, and from all the bad stuff that was put out there, like she ever like wouldn't really talk to her, and so because she realized what it was for, and for whatever reason she wasn't freaking with her older sister like that. But she said I really don't know her. I'm the baby. When I came along, she was already gone. But and then so she's looking at her like she could be somebody off the internet. I don't know her. And so that's what I got from it. And so then one day she's talking to Petey, same thing. Petey, I don't really know her, but I'm gonna talk to her because like you trying to get okay. And so Chrisean just happened to be in a room, but Chrisean thought Petey was talking to her nephew. And when she got on there, her older sister said something, and Chrisean walked away. And so then she went on a bashing spree. See, this is why she don't mess with you, because just what you did, the way you responded, that's why she don't mess with you. But I was glad to see at least she put her differences to the side and she can't. And even McNasty, as many things as she done got paid for the lies that she's been spreading, she was there. Tessa showed up um to the fight right before Chrisean went on. but we know we love Tessa. I love Tessa. That's one of Krishan's biggest supporters, and it used to be her other sister. Um, the sister that put all these rumors out here about her. I don't know if the rest of y'all peeped it, but I did. The sister who Krishan was giving money because she was seemed to be in her corner. She seemed to be the true one. She was taking care of Krishan and Krishan. I don't know if she got something, whatever, and somebody she had to call the cops to get her child back from her. And then she went out here and told all these things. But I want y'all to know that the wig that she had on her head, I'm so petty for this, but it's the truth. I said, why ain't nobody reporting on this? The wig that she had on her head was the wig that Krishan bought the last wig that Krishan bought. And she used to always have her hair done differently, different weave, different this. I tell y'all, go back and look. She had that same wig on after Krishan got her baby. And she did what she did. Child, that wig was raggedy. And she had that wig on for about 30 months. I said, oh. Well, I want y'all to know. Some of y'all already know without me even saying her name, Auntie. Hold on a minute. Oh yeah, I'm we gonna we gonna about I'm gonna get back in. Listen, let me tell you something. Am I saying your name right? DNC. Yeah, we gonna get there. Cause we gonna we that team of men that she's with now, that the team of men that's around her now, and the pastor, God placed them in her life to be helpmates. I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm talking about in a minute. Yeah, you gotta. Sometimes you gotta. You see so much negative stuff going on, and people jumping in comments and just they flood the comments. People flood the comments. Let me tell you something. There were people praying on Kashan way before this started. I'm talking about PREY, not PRAY. They were PREYing on her. You can see how the energy was moving. You can see when, because some of these pages they weren't from me, because I'm not big like that. Nobody wouldn't dare reach out to me and ask me anything, because first of all, I'm not going to ever have a negative conversation about Krishan. I'm not. Has she done things that I cringed from? Yeah, I would be not. I won't be on the internet or the social media. I had to take a social media break at one point because I was like, "Girl, you too emotionally invested." But if Krishan wants to do something, we hold her accountable. But I turn off. I just turn away and I'll be in there. Krishan, now what the hell? But you just done. You can't be out here doing it. But I'm not gonna get on here on this internet and do it, because I'm about women empowerment anyway. Not doing it. Not doing it. I have a petition that's been up. It's been up for a while. I mean, I guess the petitions don't really do anything. Some people that claim to be supporters, they wouldn't even sign it, because I put it up, and it was it was public, and it was shared maybe one time, but I really don't have followers like that. Like I said, because I don't really do content on Instagram like that, but I'm building my Instagram up now, but it's to tell my own story. But today was the Chrisean takeover day. And so what I do is share stuff now on Instagram, like via story, my stories, but anything that's related to myself is down below. But you'll see today is heavily Chrisean. I'm not finished posting Chrisean content as relates to this fight yet. I have a bunch of highlights and stuff like that. Listen, and I'm gonna get the post, and I'm gonna get to sharing other stuff or whatever. But I had to get over here. I gotta. But anyway, the sister, that same sister who Krishan was taking care of, the one she had to call the cops on to get her baby, and then she had that same wig on for 3 months. The same one that every Sunday, let God be magnified. Let God be magnified. Every Sunday, we gonna pray. Listen, I haven't seen that in a while. I only follow her because I thought she was in Krishan's corner. Because she was one of the young siblings there at the birth. It's crazy what came out with that story. I don't believe that it was true. And nobody's telling the story about how Blueface beat Krishan in her stomach when she was pregnant. Nobody wants to talk about that. I remember when she came online and said it, and nobody believed her. He got his mom backing him up. You wasn't there. I could tell y'all, Kashan was in an Airbnb in California in a bathroom that was all white, and the shower was all glass see through, and the tub was not a part of the shower, was in the middle of the floor, and she went live. And she said he was holding her down and he was beating her on her stomach, beating her on her stomach, saying he was going to make her terminate the pregnancy. Krishan was big at that time too. And I was saying, do anybody have that video? Because it needs to be reshared. Because a lot of people probably didn't see it. But yeah, I see everything. I remember that right about the time when he kidnapped Junior 4 in the morning. So the last thing he said, he put a whole statement out on X because he's mad because she got these men in her corner to D and I'm gonna just call you D. To D's point, she got these men in her corner that ain't playing about her. So what did he do? In true Blueface fashion, he goes on X and says that that's not his child again. Let me tell you what they're not going to do. And I'm just saying, I had to block 3 people the other day. You get in my comments, leaving any negative comments. First off, about Chrisean Jesus, you're blocked. You can leave a comment as long as it's respectful. But if you come out in the comments, and just as you ain't said Chrisean Jesus, but you said, oh, she out there doing that, I bet you he won't be able to do. Well, you're getting blocked because I don't play that stuff over here. We're not doing it. And I had put up a video, and I had not been under it. But then somebody's like, I went and I looked because I thought I had, but you know what? It was a short. So yeah, my shorts I don't. But normally, if I put up a video about, I normally have them hold off comments, and I'll go through and approve the comments, and then the other ones that you're talking, you got something to say about her child, you got something that, oh, this one person, I sat there one yesterday and I watched somebody from a fake page, because it ain't, you probably gonna find nobody behind it, and I don't have time to watch people that I don't like. It's not enough hours in the day for me already. Like, I should have been in the bed already. But I'm here talking to y'all, celebrating this win. Shout out to Kashan for winning. And Venus, what Venus? I don't call the girl Venus. Zenith, we saw through you. Well, at least I did. All this, all of the antics that you were trying to pull, and all of the psychological gymnastics, even to you walking out today, that this ain't wrestling. So, girl, go on away. People talking about, oh, She's so graceful. Oh, she's this, she's that. No, she's a bully. And she brought wrestling tactics into this ring that she thought was going to work, but they did not. Chrisean wasn't didn't even care about that. She didn't care about that. She didn't care about that. So if y'all think her walk with God is fake now, the people that keep saying she running a fake narrative, did y'all see what she was doing prior to getting in the ring? She was had a whole sort of show singing Yahweh. She not playing about God. Y'all see it when she fell on her face. She didn't just fall because that's normally if you know, you know. If you know, you know. People fall on their face when they're just so grateful to God. That was something that she did for God. Some of us will never understand. And if you don't know, you just don't know. But yeah, yeah. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. That's not just it. The girl is supposed to be. He about to take that girl through there. And the sad thing about it is, the girl is supposed to be. I'm gonna just. Y'all just follow on Stewie the Hunch. She about to drop. Ooh, she about to drop some heat. She about to drop some heat. That girl was crying in the car today. Let me tell you something. The whole world crumbled. They were all sitting back, PREYing on her downfall today. Let me tell y'all what they overlooked. I said, oh, y'all can go. The video should still be up. So y'all know I'm not making this up. Ryan Garcia, great fighter. Krishan was in, she has been in her spiritual bag. She had been wanting to pull away at the time that she went on the show with Ryan Garcia. The first time she was grateful for going on there, and then they were supposed to do something again. But then they started acting weird, which they did. And I wouldn't go on anywhere on a show anywhere with the streamer Neon. Not at all. Not at all. Because anywhere she shows up, the algorithm in the algorithm, the people is going to flock to wherever she's going. But her first meetup with Ryan Garcia, I believe, was a positive one. But if you go and look at the video, Ryan Garcia, she had on the white vest and he punched her in the stomach and she was just taking them hits. She was punching her, boom, 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 boom. And she was just, she had on, a suit, but she didn't fold, she didn't kill, none of that. Blueface went on there. He hit him one time and he was like, oh, and fell to his knees and all that. I said, ooh, mm-hmm. Ain't nobody. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He couldn't even take one punch from Lion Garcia. You would call somebody mid talking about Sean was out of shape. Oh, baby. God said, I heard you, Blueface. We got it. She wasn't mid either. Time he said it. It's just he just he's a you know what? That boy is a narcissist. Narcissist, first of all, it is a part mental. Uh it's mental. He's something wrong with narcissists have something wrong with their mental, right? So they're never even going to admit that they are the problem. But you see how he gaslights people. The whole bullcrap thing that he running over here right now. Remember, Krishan was the problem. That's what. That's what. She got a name to it. Yeah, Carlula. That's what or Lulu, right? And y'all got a whole different, y'all done added people to this a circus, divided, subtracted, carried the one times 49. Y'all got some of the old players still over there. It's just mine is Chrisean. And so y'all better know, right? I don't give movies a quick review, but I watch some of his nonsense some of the time. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't because it's funny to me. And a lot of times I watch it because I want to see if I want to make sure my girl Rock ain't do it. Like this, I'm sorry, Dr. Rock. What do we call it? That's not the name that Jesus gave. That she was named at birth. I get why she's saying it, but normally, yeah, you gotta like all of her, most of her stuff in the algorithm is now. It's still Chrisean Rock, and so she's gonna have to retrain an algorithm. If she's gonna be doing this boxing so that it'll reflect her holy hands, or uh, something like that, and she can get a different like hashtag. But right now, like she's still in the algorithm. She doesn't want to be called that. That's not what her mom named her. And so I get it. So, but I'll be over there like, okay, now, please stop. And it's cringe worthy that how all of a sudden these blocks, you can go look at it, look for yourself. These blocks started posting his alleged new pregnant baby mother, the one that keeps disrespecting Kashan and never said nothing to her. Kashan didn't even know nothing about her. You don't spoke on this girl's child. You got your son father calling Blueface's daddy, and his daddy is in his life. It's crazy work to me. It is crazy. But now your past is coming up. Your past is coming up, which people already knew. And so now you got this man coming out here himself saying that that baby that you carried maybe is. But they said, oh no, she don't have the tattoo over here with Stewie the Hunchback done found the picture because, Stewie the Hunchback is all over her neck. So now you know that boy is getting ready. He didn't believe no. Got his word. He about to take her through there. He was already crying in the car today because I know he saw that. Get this though. This stuff be so funny to me when I tell you how I'm talking to y'all now about all of this stuff. I'll be in here just thinking and laughing it to myself. I normally don't go live and talk about this stuff, but I'll be looking and seeing, peeping and laughing. Let me tell you something. She was crying in the after Stewie just put a little bit of stuff out today. Just a little bit. She didn't want to take too much China away from Kashan, but people be blowing her inbox up. And she has like, stuff she does for other people, sometimes, Stewie be taking that Stewie be clocking all these girls. And that's why she mad she made a fake page. The other day, if you go on Stewie the Hunchback page, you'll see it. You must don't have no life, somebody something and Stewie with the clapbacks is funny. Let me tell you something. I've been a fan of Stewie the Hunchback a long time ago. I want her to recreate now in cartoon the video that she had made with Jaden and Blue when she first started performing, when she first started making those records. I want her to create that. I've been rocking hard, and I watch that video every day. And I left a comment each time. Why am I back over under here? Because I'm laughing so hard because I could not. I couldn't even fathom how disrespectful this man is. You wrote the song, knew this girl, didn't know the words, brought her out here in front of this crowd of people and put water on her. She thought she was doing the doggone thing. So we done mixed in, girl, it's hilarious. I don't know if y'all child, I need someone to recreate that. Um, but some blogs started, uh, saying happy birthday to Dago, to the Bea and all this stuff, and I just was like, "God, y'all cannot be more obvious. Is y'all serious? Y'all talk about this girl no other time, but I guess Krishan was messing up the algorithm, so they needed to put something in there." Listen, nobody, nobody can come up against God when he chooses who he chooses, and they surrender and let God do the work. So when Krishan made, was it Yahweh? Hold on, y'all. Why is my phone ringing this time? I don't even. I don't even be. Listen, I normally sleep somewhere on my second dream. Um, and I got something to do in the morning, child. That's a but. Oh God, it just went off, so I don't have to send a message. So, so this went on for a couple of days. I said, you know what? I know that Carlou was praying that she got knocked out. No, some people are just joining in on what's going on with all of them. If you knew the history about why she put the pause on that lady, it is what it is. You were told two times before you do something the third time to stop, and you didn't. You hit her upside her head with a Gatorade bottle, and she was protecting you at first. She was defending you against your own child. And so he said, "I don't know what you're defending her for. She talking about you." And Krishan's little feelings was hurt. You throw something at her, and you start calling her mother a crackhead, like all types of stuff. I don't even want to repeat the stuff she. When your son is the one saying something to you, and then so you take it down on yourself. This young girl, right? But then you throw something at her again, a Gatorade bottle. So after the Gatorade bottle, it's the second time you threw something at her and to hit her, and she's sitting over there. We all know Krishan is a crybaby, and she's crying. And so then Blueface says, "I'm telling you to stop. Because if you throw something at her again, Imma let her get you." What did she do? She threw a glass jar at Krishan. It was full of weed. And Blue said, "You know what? I told you not to do it. Get her." That's how the story went. Not what she just telling y'all, like Krishan is just this out of control teenager that doesn't have any respect for anybody. No, that's not how it happened. Y'all need to speak facts because I know what the facts are. I was just watching because I wanted to know who she was. I saw the light in Krishan a long time ago. And I'm like, "Child, let me tell you something. I be I let me tell y'all why I see so many things that I see, and I don't even report on it. I worked in the Department of Corruption. Did I say corruptions? Corrections, excuse me. The Department of Correction for 7.5 years. And some of y'all heard the story already. And I had to be, my head is always on the swivel. I had to be cognizant of my surroundings at all times, even walking the street. So that's why I see a lot of things and I just be like, oh, okay. I see. Yeah, like check that, put it in the bag, put that to the side. I'm gonna look later. I'ma just, oh yeah, that connect the dot there, did that goes. Oh wow. So yeah, a lot of stuff I like to still report on it. And yeah. So I will always cringe like if she could just, but then I know that she's an empath. She's being taken advantage. I'm talking about every which way but freaking loose. She's fighting the world. Then she's fighting let me tell y'all something. And I was like, some people, you got some people, these, I said, these people got some people fooled, but I see. Ooh, that, you know, ooh, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I was like, I was so shocked because like this content creator is normally up on her ish, but you probably don't even watch these other people. That boy Ben gave somebody an interview, said somebody he was spilling everything from when Chrisean was gonna buy that house where she paid the rent up for a year in advance, that mansion she was living in. And so once uh Chrisean, did she get arrested yet? Or she was staying she was staying at Blueface's house again. Um but the house, all of the friends were in it still. And then when that went left, it was a whole thing about Zio was supposed to be messing with one of the other girls in the house, and then he came out here. He did an interview like right after that, saying that he was spilling all the tea, all the tea, because he's quite zesty to me, all the tea on what went on inside the house and all the tea about Kashan Rock. So I was just like, then to see him on another panel, and I'm like, he's definitely one of Krishan's ops, and he's only around for a opportunity. I remember he went on a whole long rant. I got 1 million followers. I've been popping. Wah, wah, wah. Zesty. You ain't nothing. Y'all all or nothing. Just like Janet. I'm glad she rethought doing that interview that she was supposedly doing in June about Krishan. I'm glad that she decided to 86 that. Girl, we ain't heard or seen from you since. We ain't heard from you since. So yeah, I'll be paying attention to everything. You said D. I saw. You talking about the interview I'm talking about? Are you talking about the same interview I'm talking about? He gave the interview and then the person didn't drop it. Didn't drop it. Then I saw him in the car with the person again, and then he dropped it. I didn't watch it, like, cause I'm not convinced. Remember when Krishan was down and he was keeping her. Ooh, yes, that is what he's doing with this. Did you see what the live? Even Twitch banned him yesterday, and he wasn't. Nobody was naked. It was the conversation. I want y'all to know that he's so hear me clear because it's all over the internet. You could be a Muslim Jew, there's certain things you shouldn't say on the internet and Twitch. If you say a lot of the what a lot of the things you could get away on other platforms, they will snatch your platform, suspend your platform. I don't even string to Twitch yet. I have a page, but I'm not on Twitch because I wasn't really on these socials like that. but he gets banned often. So he goes from Twitch to Kick because you can do anything on Kick. Uh, I've never even downloaded Kick. I just see it. Sometimes he's on Quick, sometimes he's on Twitch. But it was so heavy that Twitch banned him. He told that she's alleged supposedly pregnant. I guess she really is. I'm not sure. It's just a lot going. But he had told that girl to go make him a sandwich. Yeah. And then he starts going off on her. I don't know. There is no amount of money that you can give me. There is no amount of clout that you can give me. You not about to tell me that you can put me in a position to do anything because guess what? The music that she's trying to put out because she wants to be a singer. That's the one thing his mama ain't lied about. But she can put that music out herself. The only thing is that the labels are here to get it pushed out to a broader audience. So I don't know if you can hear the music or not. Oh, you know what? My music is not even on. Got talk on it. I normally have music behind my video. I guess I didn't loop it. Here it is now. This music, if you can hear, I don't know, because it's not playing through here for some reason. I don't know. I can't hear it. I think I got it turned down. I normally play music from back of my video. Videos that I put out, I own it. This music is professionally put out on all platforms. I have my own record label. Not because I'm signing anybody or anything like that. No, I'm not. I just have my own music out that I play in my videos and I own. So, YouTube, YouTube is the number one platform that they strike all my videos. Every video that I make, YouTube strikes it because of the music in the background. And I have to go and put my name, my video link on over there on the distribution page that I have that I put my music out through in order for YouTube to release my video. It's just something that YouTube does. YouTube will copy. It automatically gets done by YouTube. They have a very strict policy, and so it doesn't cost much for you to put the music out. It doesn't even cost much for you to own a label. But if you have no industry backing like that, like these big record labels that's owned by like one person, really, that's where that thing comes in at. A lot of these people that make music, they don't even make. You got to be somebody like on a Cardi B level. You got to be like on a Kendrick Lamar level. You got to be somebody on I don't like to say his name over here, but I'll do it for the purpose of what I'm talking to you about because I just don't understand why he's doing what he's doing right now. It's not, you would mess up their legacy for something so crazy as, you got to be somebody that's on a Drake level. Somebody up there like that to really make music from the music industry. The difference with Cardi and Kendrick Lamar is that they have businesses that that's beyond. Anything Cardi touch is selling out within an hour. Anything she gets behind is selling out within an hour. Trust me, I know. Kendrick Lamar is just on a whole different stratosphere. Stratosphere, am I saying that word right? He's on a whole different level. He's on a whole, let me tell you something. He's on a whole different level, right? You gotta be not because he's just like one of because he's my fave. Y'all gotta get into why he's my fave. Listen, I don't know who thought that it was a good idea to think you couldn't possibly think that you're gonna go against somebody like a Kendrick Lamar. That boy been rapping since he was what, 12 or 13? Paula's oldest son. Y'all know that that man is one of the faces of Chanel. Listen, I said, wait a minute. He's one of the faces of Chanel. He got a Nike deal. I think it's over because they sold out. You may be in your town that you live in and look around. Kendrick Lamar might be walking around. He wants to be an ordinary person. But he wants to put stuff out here, music of substance. He puts music out here that makes you think. He puts music together in such a way, it's crazy. It's crazy when you get it and you like, wait a damn minute. Hold on a minute. It's and I say this in a playful way, but I might be serious because we don't know if Jesus is walking among us or not, but he's pretty close to it. Because I'll be like, wait a minute, hold on, Kendrick, hold on a minute. You went deep there, people. I'm telling y'all. And this is how much I pay attention. I don't know how everybody mixed it and not like us. One of the lines of Not Like Us, he said, I might write this for the doctorate. I said, wait a minute, Kendrick, hold on, wait a minute. Are you secretly going to school and getting your doctorate degree? Let me tell y'all something. How this man works, right? It is not Craig Kendrick and all that. They're on two different levels. Listen, it is what it is, right? Kendrick showed some students at Yale took pictures of Kendrick sitting in the back of the class looking like a little homeless man. His beard was scruffy at the time. He had his head, he had braids, but he had it pulled back. And they say he was really taking notes and he was asking questions. I said, hold on. What? Hold on. And this was a couple of years ago. And so I love Kendrick Lamar. We can get into Kendrick Lamar. I'll talk to you about Kendrick Lamar all day, but we're here today for Chrisean Rock. So let me revert back to what we're talking to. So to Dee's point about the men that's around her, let me go back up here. Dee says the coach and the manager needs to keep that Bambino, whatever his name is. Oh, Bambino. I'm like, wait a minute, you got me there. I didn't read the Bambino at first. So I know. I don't think that she wasn't into Bambino, and actually that was part of some marketing thing she got paid for when she realized that she wasn't going to get some. See, Chrisean was doing things at one point for clout because unfortunately she wants to pay for her family's everything. She wants to be everything for everybody. She's an empath. She's Pisces. I'm Pisces. And when I tell you the thing about us normally, what I don't see in Chrisean Rock yet, she's younger than me though. But no, because my cutoff game been strong. Like if I cut you off because I wouldn't even say nothing to you. Like, yep, I ain't seen you in a while. What's going on? I've been nothing. I had to tell my own sister on my father's daughter. My father passed away. We sitting in the funeral home. And so the funeral director decided to take a picture of my brother's license. So my brother wasn't there. We were there the night before. And so he didn't my brother had to go and pick up a birth certificate from City Hall uh, to uh, to bring it back to the funeral home because we all well, not my sister because she wasn't even born here, but we had to sign to get my father shipped back here because he passed away at his home in Haiti. So um we sitting there. He went to take the picture, pick up my brother's license. And so my sister decides to say to me, I'm wondering why I can't see nothing on your Facebook. I said, girl, you really want to do this here now? I said, I blocked you about 3-4 months ago on all my social media. So that's why you can't see anything. Do you want to do this now? I'm really not feeling even being here. I'm grieving the fact that my father passed away. And you asking me about social media, girl, I blocked you 3 or 4 months ago. Why do you want to see anything on my social media anyway? What's going on? What's good? I had it. When I'm done with you, I'm done. Family member or not, I'm cutting you off. Cutting the cord. I'll never have to say nothing to you again. I don't have to say nothing bad about you. I don't have to do nothing to you. I'm just gonna simply move on about my business. People don't understand. I am a triple negative breast cancer survivor. I am 18 plus years surviving and have almost lost my life a couple of times in between there, including last year. So I don't have time for all the nonsense in the back and forth for people that can get too close to me. I'm not doing it. Not even people that's from afar. I don't want to do that. Life is too short. I'm not doing all that. Yeah, my cutoff game is strong. Chrisean is a lot stronger, but they're still getting her to that place. But what I can say is I agree with you on the Bambino thing, but I'm kind of glad that he did what he did. I'm kind of glad that he showed up there for her birthday like that with those balloons and stuff. I'm kind of glad because listen, Blueface watches everything that is Kashan. Almost everything that is going on in his live streams is he's trying to get Kashan's attention. Y'all gotta pay attention. He's using these women. So now insert Stella Girl. Okay? So I guess he thought, now of course, Kashan was still, well, she kind of blocked him. She had blocked him. After the last time, I want to say she blocked him. She was talking to him, not on that. She just wanted to have him in Chrisean Jesus' life. But guess what? I already knew that wasn't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work. You want to know why? Because every time they would have a public conversation or something like that, she always goes back to, you put our baby's genitals on the internet. When I tell y'all I've never seen that video and I refuse to look at it, I don't want to know where it was. I don't want to know nothing about it. Nothing about it. I refuse to look. I just could not believe that you would use that to gain clout from that. Now you using your other daughter, but that's fine because the mama using her too for clout. But all right, I digress from that. So, and whatever his name, away from her, they are. Encourage her to make better choices than these users and losers. God and family, all she needs. Some family. The family wasn't there. And stay away. And I get it. And even Nasty was there today, but yesterday, but we knew she was going to be there. She smells money. She smells trying to manipulate. I'm trying to tell her what to do because, I've been homeless. Why is you going to the internet saying that, girl? We know that that's a shot. We know well, I know some big YouTube creators are paying them for information that's false. Y'all, they lying to y'all. Period. And the wicked witch of the east, that's what I call her now. Girl, I was in a situation. I said, Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me because right now I don't, know what I'm doing. Did I say, Lord, did I just say a lie? Did I just tell a lie? I was laughing. Girl out there, I didn't, she tried, listen, I guess you could try to praise dance for the Lord. I thought that she was one of the good ones. And that's just what it is. She wasn't. And today she proved it right around the time, because Chrisean had a, she had like a little party before, and she sang Yahweh and stuff. That was before she got dressed and everything, because a lot of people was over there the party. She was singing Yahweh, and I said, "Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. What I peep. I'm telling y'all, I be seeing stuff all in the back. I used to be catching the inmates all the time and stuff people wouldn't see. Listen, they'd be like, wait a minute, do you have eyes behind your back? What is going on? How did you know that? Listen, I done had somebody cracked upside their head, like almost standing next to me. And you think up that there, I got a son to go home and get to. At the time, I was really young. I started working for the Department of Corruption. I was 21 years old. My son was 4 months. And so I said, "Did this girl, you still trying it? You, you bless your heart. Bless your heart. Because I'm going to tell y'all the one thing that Chrisean Rock is, no, Chrisean, the one thing that Chrisean is not playing about and that she don't play about is Chrisean Jesus. She's not playing about her baby. And her coach, like her team, she feels safe enough around them to have Chrisean Jesus around them. Did you see how Coach Calvin was had Chrisean Jesus yesterday? You see those men she took because they noticed. And this is something that I hope to point out to somebody that is around Coach Calvin when you're going live regarding Chrisean Rock. Chrisean, you need a moderator in the chat. So much hate in the chat. I just understand. I don't even have time. Why you over here watching this why you over here watching this girl? And you don't like her. I'm confused. So they placed that group of men around her. God placed them there. And so then we know Pastor Mike Freeman, Dr. Mike Freeman, whoever you want to, has been in Chrisean's life long We know. They told the story. And some of her sisters were like, "She don't know that. She don't know him." That's how much I know about her. She knows him. She remembers being hungry at some point in time in her life, and she remembers that he gave her money to get McDonald's to eat. So when she started getting money, she went to the church and gave him money. And he was like, "Chrisean, what is this?" And she said, "Well, that's how you gave it to me." She was pregnant. She got on the pink and black short set with a hood on the head. And he was like, "But I didn't get—" She was like, "No." And he put it up like he had a money phone to his ear. He was like, "Hello, hello." And her sisters was like, "Oh, he's taking advantage. He didn't know she was coming in. Y'all get on my nerve." I'm telling y'all what y'all see. "Oh, we could have got that. She could have gave that money to us." No, that's not what. This is not how her heart was led. So in that instance where you say this, I do believe you pissed off with me right now. D, listen, what I'm going through, I probably should be right there with you, but you know what? I mean, it is what it is. I'm just, uh, still healing because I'm going through what I'm going through. But it is what it is. But what I can say is I'm glad that she has the people around her, because if you notice, she went to Las Vegas, and that's where Bino brought the balloons and stuff, and she chased him around. Because Sean was a big kid, and she said she didn't do that. She said, "I really wanted to fight you because you really did some whatever." And then you see, Coach Calvin was in the back, right? Coach Calvin was right in the back. He was there when she went to LA, and then she went to the interview. She did that interview for the Danza Project. Shout out to the Danza Project. I actually liked them. Um, so then she went to so if you see for her birthday, that was so nice. Whoever set that up, because Petey was there, and that's the first time I saw Petey re-emerge. And anybody know me knows how I feel about Petey. Nobody better not say nothing about Petey. And I was so my heart was broke. I said, "No, not Petey. No, y'all gotta fix that. Oh, not Petey, not Petey. Anybody but Petey." So Ron Lamona said, "Yes, yes. I'm so happy, Papa. We did it already, but I had to go back to these comments up top because I had to." Yeah, this needs to be brought to the front. I think I had put that up there. Yeah, I remember that. I remember where she was. I remember everything. So, so you said, "Hey, inmates, we need to speak up for BF in jail." Well, okay, so yeah, they did. There's a whole D. You didn't hear the album? Now that part that you're talking about, I I can already tell you what's going on. I used to work in the gym, counting men and women. Okay, tell you just by looking at him. I can tell you by his demeanor when he first came out. I can tell you about a lot of things, but I have a theory about what I believe, but based on what his mama said. I believe somebody did something to that boy when he was young. Remember, his mama said he was so outgoing. He was such an active little kid, and then she got arrested. And when she came home, he just was silent and wouldn't talk. I said, "Oh yeah, that's when I would have needed to have a conversation with you. Like, what happened? You was just what did what?" This is when you start asking your children questions. So I think that is something to do or whatever. And then you notice that when he goes off to start telling his mother her truths, when he feels like telling her, correcting her because she's lying like too much, he went against the grain too much over here. So I'll put the truth out here right here. This is what it is in front of your husband and not care. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But the one thing that we do know, if you go listen to the disc record that's out now, that the girl Kate Blueface put out, and then she put the remix out, and I think that the content creator Hennessy, I did an interview with the guy when he was in jail before Flo Malcolm. He talked about it, but he's on the remix with the girl Kate Blueface. Talking about how he beat him up. Now you talking about the zesty pose and all that. Oh yeah, I can already tell you. Yep, he was getting it. Yep, allegedly. I can't say that. But yep, just based on what I know from working in the prison. Oh yeah, I don't need nobody tell me nothing. I already know. He was not built for that. Now I'm not, he got a pretty strong arm, but he got knocked in between the washer and dryer too by, that guy. And he had talked about that man so bad, and then to get knocked out the ring like that. I'm telling you. All right. So then he says, she set him up financially. Wait a minute. Me and you see eye to eye, G. Yeah, but all of the money I think that she set him up with, I think he is like almost out of that. But he is in such a weird deal with Wackadoodle that he needs to get an attorney, his own attorney, to really look into the contract that he has, because this guy's double dipping. I don't know if y'all ever heard when the game went to court and that Wackadoodle showed up via Zoom, and the stuff that he was saying, I was like, you gonna let him say that like that in your face? He said that I like to find people that are lazy, always in trouble, because yeah, I get to keep a hold on them. He said it out his mouth. Listen, I need y'all to go and look at the games. Who was throwing the game at this time? Oh, I don't know if it was the girl. I was listening in with my mouth open because I couldn't believe that he said that out loud. And he told them, basically, right? So the game, he just don't do what he's supposed to do, but his name not the name. He used his real name, Jakes Young or whatever. He lazy, right? So because they ask him, well, how do you I act as the like I do the business side of it, right? I do the business side, and then so they reach out to me and say, "Hey, you think that we could get the game to come out and do whatever?" He said, "Well, okay, I'll tell them it's gonna be about but he be lying so much. What's true or not, but I do believe he may have exaggerated the numbers a little bit, but I do believe that's just what he does. And I'll tell him, oh yeah, it's gonna be about like 150 or 150K to get him to come out, but I'll make sure he there. I'm gonna make sure he there." He says, "So what I do is I go to the game and be like, look, it's only one night, couple hours, they're gonna pay you 30K. You just gotta go. I gotta get you there." And 9 times out of there, he in the bond because he behind on his mortgage or a car about to be repossessed or something. And so he just think he made a whole lot of money. Like, yeah. And they like, what you do with the rest of it? What do you think I do? I keep it for myself. I put it, in my business. They're like, what business account do you pay him out of? Like, what account do you send his money to? Because they was suing the game for something. I want to say it was when the girl got his snatched his assets, something like that. And I just happened to like I was working at the time, and I worked and be looking at YouTube. And I look at true crime most of the time. And so that's why I decided to start putting content on my page because I'm always listening to a case or something. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just start seeing if I can do some content. But that's what he said out of his mouth. At the time, I was not doing content when I saw that I was actually at work. So he said, we need a real boxer in there for Kashan. Daniel, welcome and thank you. So the thing is, so you see, this happened so fast, right? And I think that they're going to start training her um to get with better fighters. And I feel everything that you're saying. Um Krishan has those hands for sure. But fighting in the ring is definitely a little different. And if you see in this fight here, I think it was round two. Krishan had, so she knocked her out in round, she knocked her down in round one, but in round two, Krishan Xenia tried to like really think she was getting ready. And Krishan went to the street on getting messed up. She's a beast, but yeah, we gotta get her out of that because I don't know why people, because this is ex Rumble and he calls it celebrity boxing. It's still boxing nonetheless. I don't know why people saying, "Oh, this is rigged. This is set up." No, did y'all see how what's her name, Cashy Key? Because she lost too. Um they lost pretty much all around the board except Deja. That was a good fight though. Deja won that first fight. I was going to say that Cashy Kai, whatever she lost. So, and she's supposed to have her own boxing league. And she was sportsmanship bad. In the toilet. What do you mean you don't want to stand next to the girl afterwards? We know y'all was arguing before. We heard you say yesterday she was on Blue Rock TV. Or I watched it on a replay yesterday. Because I had to replay it. I wasn't there live. But how she was going to tear the girl up, whatever. In the first round, when I saw her, I said, "Oh, wait, hold on now, she gave you a little work right there. She gave you a little work." So I do agree, but I'm looking to see Krishan train really, really, hard and stay in this bag. But y'all know she got a game coming up May 1st because she is playing football. And, um, but I think she's going to start with this, keep up with this boxing thing. Well, she is. She said they asked her who she going to fight next. She said whoever want to fight. This is a thing for me, and I was praying. I was like, "Oh, you know what? Please, please, do not. She does not need Clarissa Shields. Do not. We manifested endorsements. Nike, a sneaker, somebody. Clarissa Shields is a great boxer, don't get me wrong, but because she's in an adulterous relationship, letting this man play her in her face in front of the world. And because you are so busy arguing with nobody's in the comments, getting people's pages taken down, come on, Clarissa, make her herself to Sean and that first mission team reached out to her. It is not a good look at all. And I'm hoping that, Krishan could, you know, if she's going to continue to do this thing, you're good enough to spar her. But it's a lady right now calling her out. I think that her image is. I don't think that boxing wise, Clarissa doesn't even realize that she is about an inch away from losing her professional license. She better wake it on up. She better wake it on up because let me tell you something. She is one. God didn't have anything to do with that rigged fiasco. What are you saying in Soothing Rain 245? What was rigged? Let me know. Let me know what was rigged. Okay. Let me know. I wanna understand, make sure we're on the same page. Yes, Rock One, we're so proud of her. I wanna know if we're on the same page. I don't know what you're talking about. I just wanna know if we're on the same page here. Soothing Rain 245. Are we? Are you talking about what was rigged? Um, just let me know. Um, I just want to know because if I just clarify, but sometimes I don't understand. You might be saying something, I might be thinking you're saying something else, so I'm not sure. So I'm just asking you. Let me know. So anyway, oh, I had lost my train. So anyway, I don't think that I don't think that they should associate her with that. She worked so hard to get away from that, and she's still working at it. Yes, yes, yes. And, okay, love. I understand exactly what you're saying. You cannot fake a knockout. Get back over here. Hold on, hold on. This girl had been harassing this girl since they announced this fight, right? She had been harassing her. We all saw it. I don't, some people that like they want to act like, I'm not a rock tardy. Nothing slow about me. Not at all. Not at all. I can tell you what I am though. I'm an author. I have music out. I am a paid, published, retired paid model. I was a correctional officer, real estate officer. I did it all. Ain't nothing slow about me. Okay? So it's about light. Let me show you something. Because K Love 3333, we on the same page. As a matter of fact, my badge number was 333. All right. So let me show you something. Let's bring it back over here. See if we can fake this. He's faking all this. Y'all see it? Can y'all see it? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Pay me and left that chicken. That's fake. All right, that's weed. You couldn't see niggas getting knocked up like that in the ring. Oh, that wolf tickets she was selling. She was selling a lot of wolf tickets, and yet Chrisean just wasn't saying nothing. And all she was doing like psychological. So, I mean, it is what it is. You can't. You can't fake that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what the person is she was talking about that. Like, I mean, the person I don't know. I want to just understand because I really don't understand what that, the person that's in it was trying to say. So I just like to try to keep it respectful. I just want to know what are we saying was rigged. I just want to know. Oh, why I'm doing double? I just want to understand them. That's all. Hello, everyone. I knew here the fight was a good one. It was. You know what was good? Also, the light weather feet, the feather lightweight fight with D Shields and I forgot the other the girl's name. They was fighting for real. It's going blow for blow like fighting. Um, 3 rounds wasn't long enough. You love that. All that barking, nobody. Yeah, she was. I mean, she told us she was gonna whoop her whatever the other day. And the first time she said it to her verbally was at the face off. And so Rock had just said to her, how long did you practice that? That was her response to that. And so we do all know, got up yesterday and like kind of like mocked Chrisean because like, yeah, you long winded or whatever. I don't think people understand. I'm not saying, Zenith grew up in Camden, from what I know, and that's not like a great area to grow up in. And there was a lot going on before. They did a lot of work in Camden to make it, a better place to live. So that the cops go out in the street now and speak with the neighbors to find out who, like, all the neighbors are. They really turned it around in Camden, but Camden used to be a rough place. People wouldn't even Camden, not going near there. And so, like I said, the whole thing is when Zenith put up the sparring video. I'm not talking about that video that Kashan Kai put up the other day that really made Zenith look bad. I'm talking about the first video where she was boxing on the balls of her tippy toes. I said, "Oh no, they're gonna have to do something with that." And I wasn't the only one that said it. Well, I said it. Somebody responded to it, but then I saw other people saying that she box on her tippy toe. Like not Rock, not Kashan is going to knock you right out of here. Let me also tell you why this is not good. Did y'all see Blueface with the two black eyes? She was defending herself, but baby, and then go to Ryan Garcia's page. Like I said, Ryan Garcia was hitting Chrisean in the gut. Boom, 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 but she had on the white padding over her. She was taking them punches. Blue went on the show like a week later and he hit him one time and he fell to his knees. Yeah. This girl had nothing to do but she had to survive. And she did that. And even, you see, what gets me is what bothers me the most is people see her. People see her singing in church on a stage and be like, her baby home in the closet. One day somebody says, somebody pointed out to them, Kashan is singing in the choir. Oh yeah, but did you see her baby in the audience with somebody? What they supposed to do with them then? Where they supposed to put them at? Are you even listening to yourself? She up there singing on the stage, and the baby in the congregation with somebody. I said, really? Stop. Oh, the baby is standing up a little on his own a little bit. That's AI. No, the AI video of somebody that somebody made of him dancing like he was break dancing all over the place. No, that's AI. But the video where he's standing up in the play, like, oh, that's AI. So the video where he was standing up at Blueface's house when he first came home and he was trying to take the credit for it, that was AI too? Oh no, y'all good with that. Y'all good when Blueface do it. When Blueface show y'all that he can stand a little bit. That's another thing that get me with Blueface. This pissed me off. He's asking in an interview, is that your son? Yeah. Well, does your son have a disability? No. He's just a little behind because his mother doesn't, do things like she doesn't take any time with him, and she doesn't you got to put programs on for the child. She's not doing all that. First of all, every time she went live, she had a program on for him. What are you talking about? Y'all remember she used to go live and she would have the TV on? It was a Jesus Christ cartoon, but sometimes it will be Coco. Y'all got to stop with this false narrative. Another thing that I'm going to say, I don't know anything. I don't have any inside knowledge about Chrisean Jesus, but we're not doing that over here. I'm not talking about him. I'm not allowing nobody to talk about him. And I need to clarify when somebody is coming over here putting in my chat anything that is against Chrisean. I don't do that. I don't do that. There was plenty of channels around here putting out false information. As a matter of fact, they'll pay you for some false information, especially if you live in, if they can't get one of her siblings and you live in Baltimore, they'll gladly pay you to get some false information. Go over there, because I don't even watch those channels. And as a matter of fact, I wish she would tap a few of them and sue them. It's crazy. It's getting out of hand. It's been out of hand, way out of hand. One of these content creators, I'm telling you, I've been reporting on Chrisean 3 years, every day, 365 days a year. He does not miss a day. He has not told one thing true about this girl. His whole life is a lie, because that's what his audience likes. So he's lying to y'all. Plain and simple. It's crazy. And how I know he's lying is because he came in somebody else's chat, not a channel that's messy. Nothing like that. This chat just creates content. They have a big following. And he came in there and started commenting. I couldn't help myself. I said, "Are you over here for clout? You want to start talking over here so you can get these people to come to your page and then listen to these lies that you tell every single night about Sean? Because you never tell the truth. He when he was going, he left because he knew it was true. And I normally don't even speak, talk. I don't really even, get into all that. But being that I know that every day you falsely report on this girl, at night you have a whole audience full of people, like every day, I just couldn't not see. So yeah, got the best of me. But yeah, she represented Baltimore well, and I don't like, and I know she is but I think I want to say that God has placed this team in her life. And so she did talk about how, because that's Blueface's child, right? So he's trying to lure her back to LA so that she could be a part of the service, right? So he can make songs like he just made, Still Fucking on Jaden. Oop, where's my censor button? Damn. Get my whole video scratched. He's still on Jaden, still on Stud, and still on Nevaeh. He can't say he's still effing on Chrisean, can he? But then what does his mother do? Because he know he really can't say that he's still effing on her. The Lulu gets out here and says, "Oh yeah, Kashan was trying to get in his house a couple of weeks ago. Not when we see her in the gym every day in Baltimore." When was she in? When did she come? When she went to LA, Coach Calvin was right there with her. He sure was. Sometimes he walks 4 and 5 steps behind him. And you know what the good thing about that is? Coach Calvin's wife is like, yeah, we need to protect her at all costs, because the stuff that I see, yeah, this is what we're doing. And they all, once they started training with her and they got a look at her, for who she really is, and Coach Calvin said, I tell Kashan, we all would like to love everybody in the world, but everybody in the world don't love you. And so you have to understand that. He said if we leave it up to Kashan, everybody would be living as one big happy family. And he said, no, unfortunately, we can't be that way. And so when Blueface starts, listen, I don't need, and the bullying thing is out of control. It started with his father, and the grandmother kept the train going. Period. His aunt, the other aunt that normally is with his mother, finally came out and said something because she had not been around them. She was able to sit back and see what was going on and see that this girl is not paying them no attention. She's not saying anything. And she finally got out here and said something because she was so in it. She was so in it, and they were in her ear that she wasn't able to see it for herself. It's the sister that's the pastor. So she finally came out here and said something. I mean, so yeah. Um, I think I have a petition. I had put it up a long time ago about bullying Kashan. YouTube does have a policy, and they've actually just updated the community guidelines. And if you report on it on the pages that are bullying this baby, they will strike the videos. However, some of these people are so I don't I it's a very like few people. I get to know people for who they are, and then on my own, and then I move accordingly. A lot of people like my content is a lot of true crime. It's true crime. So I am not about to go, back and forth because you would be reporting all day, and what's going to happen? These people will get together and try to have your page taken down, and I don't got time for that. Because what YouTube does do, what they do is when somebody strikes somebody's channel, the content creator, whoever channel it is, YouTube actually sends them an email and tells them who did it or whatever. And that is something bad about that. But at the same time, then if you don't know how to fight these things and combat these things, they will get you. So I do know. So if you're doing like true crime, or it doesn't have to be true crime, because a lot of these true crime channels are now just as bad. It's really sad though. Um, and a lot of them aren't even. They are. They're ran by somebody. All the pages are ran by somebody. But then it's like a lot of these pages now are AI. So in the case of the case I'm heavily invested in and I am covering, is the D4VD case. That's the singer David that I wish he would stop saying that. I'm trying to get him to rap or hip hop. He's not over here. He's not rap. He's not hip hop. He's K-pop. We don't want him. Keep him right where he is. Where he behind bars, where he needs to stay, because there is so much that's about to come out about him, and the stuff that came out about him already is disgusting. And I can see it's going one or two ways. And so, yeah, but you have these news, and these are big platforms. You just get right out here and say, "Oh, yeah, he's a rap artist." And then the other day, a lady was like, "Oh, he's a hip hop artist. He's hip hop." No, he's not. He's K-pop. We don't listen. Yeah. So, anywho, you said, yeah, I had started a petition a while ago. I'm trying to get on change.org to sign a petition about the baby's grandmother to, take off the internet. Like, it was really, really just so mind boggling. And then, and some of the people that are supposed to be supporters knew that the petition was up. I didn't even see them sign it because some content creators, they do, I'm a supporter of Chrisean, but okay. So Carter Ulu is going to say this today, or yeah, we're going to report on it, like, just pointing out what she's saying that's crazy today. And some people, that's how they make their money, because some people do this YouTube thing full time. I get it. Kashan has been feeding y'all since she came out here on the internet. Whether people are reporting on her negatively or positively, this is how people don't understand. Not only is she who she is for her family, she is who she is for a lot of these content creators. Listen, let's be clear. I can put a short up of Kashan. And like I said, I don't really do Kashan content. This is the most that I've been reporting on Kashan. Because I just didn't want, because it was just so off-putting to me. Like, all of the negative stuff. And it is just crazy how y'all bullying this baby. And this is what people don't understand. I'm not talking about Chrisean Jesus. I'm just talking about me as a parent, right? And I don't know how anybody else feels. But me as a parent, if I had a child and there was something wrong with him or her, they would be perfect to me in my eyes. Because I'm not trying to love my children, somebody that I carried for 9 months, based on what public perception is to say whatever. And I get y'all trying to say she was drinking and smoking. Y'all get on my nerve. But nobody is saying, and I wish I would have saved the video. Nobody's talking about when this girl went live crying because Blueface beat her in her belly, say, I'm gonna make you lose that baby today. Oh, let me tell you, I was telling y'all I have chemo fog brain. So if I don't talk about something that's on my brain, I'll forget it. I was talking about Twitch. Somebody had put a comment in here, and I just was trying to clarify it. It wasn't a comment that I've been trying to clarify, and they didn't clarify, so it was rigged. They didn't clarify that, so I'm going to just the rigged fiasco. Yeah, that's it. All right, so there was yesterday this video where Blueface had told Nevaeh to go make him a sandwich, and then he had his back to her, he was looking out, like sitting on the back of his sofa, because he's always thinking about ways to make money, because he's like 20 million in the hole right about now. This is at 20 million and it still didn't go up yet. He's at about 20 something million in the hole, right? Thank goodness Kashan stopped, because she was going to try to help get that money up before he lost all control. Stop it. God was not at that fight. Stop using God's name in your mess. God will not be mocked. Yeah. Got it. So anywho, God was not the people in the Bible wasn't perfect, and God uses people in a way. You see how this thing came full circle? This thing came full circle because her family was so divided. And even though everybody didn't come together, most of her family members came together. And even her oldest sister, who she doesn't really have a real relationship with, and we know he never comes to anything because he's always telling half truths about what's going on. Even she came out, and I think that was a good thing for whatever. And Kashan is just so given and there for her family and everybody else, and a lot of other people eating off her. Um, that and that was good to see. Even though we cringe because we know what happened, that was good to see. Anyway, on Twitch yesterday, all right, come out with your move. So yesterday he tells the girl, make me a sandwich, and then he turns around and he starts talking to her. Because sometimes when they're together, she asks him these random questions. And it's like she's seeking validation to solidify her spot. And that is what Blueface loves. And he tears her up all the time with it. It is really disturbing to watch and to listen to. So he starts talking to her about the baby that she's having. And he says, so she says something and she yelled at him and he said, yep, just like the baby you having, you want me to tell everybody. You wanted me to agree that was planned. He was like, are you effing crazy? That wasn't planned. I was in jail. So I was in jail talking about, he said that wasn't even on his bucket list or something like that. Not bucket list. He said something else. He used another word instead of bucket list. And then he was like, so you think that I planned that? Oh, when I get out, I'm going to come home and put her baby in Nevaeh and have her have a baby for me. He was like, get the F out of here. You're lying. It wasn't planned. So he's not going with it. So she's like, F you. You are lying. And that girl. I can't even say go home to your mother because I saw a picture Stewie put up of the mother over there the other day laying in his son's bed because his kids all have a room in his house, including Chrisean Jesus. Okay? Including Chrisean Jesus. All right. Y'all believe it? What did the people do? Let me tell y'all what the people did when his father went through the house before Blueface got out of jail and went into what they call a pink face's room, because the father is the one that he was taking care of the house while Blueface was gone. Kashan was paying all the bills. Clock that until she left because he wanted her to sit there and not do anything until he got home. He didn't know how to make money until he got home because he needed people to think that he's the one that's making the money. Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he knows what that gives. So anyway, he went into Pink Face's room, showed everybody. Beautiful, beautiful. He did such a good job. He went into Javon's room. Javon's room had a car bed, and it has a car bed in it, or whatever. And then he went into Chrisean Jesus's room, and he has a crib in there, a bunk bed, like a sliding, like little sliding thing, like all like in his room, teddy bears and everything and stuff like that. He has a picture on the wall in the hallway um, Chrisean Jesus. It says Chrisean Jesus in the hallway in his room. He on his pillows it says Chrisean Jesus. A lot of stuff came when Chrisean was there, and so Chrisean Jesus had a whole wardrobe in the closet and everything. Like his father really, really takes care of the house. You know what the followers were saying in the comments? I don't know what you put all that stuff on. He'll never be able to climb up on a top bump. I don't know what you put that all that stuff out there for. He won't be ever. He won't ever be able. I said, "Are y'all fucking kidding me?" First of all, I was like, "Oh, this is crazy work. I'm just leaving here. This is a thing for me. When people have children, when people have children, regardless to whether some people was raised as real humans, you know. Some people have a soul. Some people really do believe in God. Some people like I'm not understanding. But looking at who's running the world today, we don't care about people whether or not they're eating or not. People can't feed your families. You can barely keep gas in your car. People can barely pay the rent, the mortgage, all of these things, and it's going to get worse. And when people only see the world for the hate that's in it, and you champion the hate, I can understand why these people that are actually over the world, why they are in the 1%, and we so busy down here fighting for our lives to condemn this baby and the mother. And this, I had a conversation about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago with a friend of mine. And I want y'all to comment in the comments if you are here. I'm not over on, I'm live on Twitter and I'm not over there. But I'm going to have this conversation with you guys, and I'm just going to go from here because my daughter is going on a college tour, and tomorrow is supposed to be. I got to be up in the morning, and look what time it is, and I'm on here. But I appreciate it coming on here talking to you guys that came on here to speak with me in a positive way, and a couple of people that tried to leave the iffy comments and stuff like that. But I see a lot. I see a lot of shade. I don't really come on here and pop much, but I'm kind of like one of the shade queens. You gotta be. You gotta be. Listen, one of my best friends is a fashion designer. It's over 40 years. He's been gay all his life. I better know how to read down or pop it, or know when you popping it. I better know how to do that. I try not to because there's really no reason to. But I refuse to join in any discussions when you're bullying a freaking baby and a young woman, a young mother that's trying. This girl is fighting for her life, trying to protect her child. It makes no difference what you say. I remember the night she went to Sarah Jakes, because she used to listen to Sarah Jakes a lot on Sundays when she lived in LA and she was at Blues, and she would put Sarah Jakes on, and she would, clean and put it on. And now when she goes live, it's a lot of people in those lives. So what is she doing? She's spreading the word without even, because people so busy there looking for something negative to say. You don't realize that you're getting a word. See how that works? You don't even realize it, because she's not really saying anything. She's just standing there washing the dishes, not saying nothing. But she got Sarah Jakes on. She may say something every now and then, like to respond to what Sarah Jakes is saying, and she's not really saying nothing. People, the comments is just going off. Man, Chrisean, she's just. And I said, these people don't even really know what's happening. Y'all know that one of her trainers, and this is how much, like, people are so busy focused on trying to see what's wrong. You don't even really see what's happening before your face, the how you can be different, but because there's no hate and it's all love, and I can nod my head to what you're believing in, but that's not who I am. There's a couple of Muslims that's on that team, right? Because they support her in everything she does. They're everywhere that she goes. And so she was performing her song, Help. And all of the trainers were in attendance. I don't know if that went over some of y'all head, but it probably, I think we got most of the people that are in here right now are people that, we're on the same wavelength. Like we are feeling each other in the same way. I don't even know if y'all realize, because their love is so strong, they're not letting their different beliefs. She believes in the Lord Jesus Christ, God, if you will. Now, Muslims believe that they believe in Jesus. They just don't believe. They believe that Jesus was a prophet. Come on, somebody, don't let me start talking to y'all, because I know a little bit, just a little something. But their God they believe in Allah. He's the only true God. But they never say they didn't believe in Jesus, but they just don't believe that Jesus was the Son of God. They believe that Jesus was a prophet. Yeah. They don't believe, yeah. According to scriptures, the children of Israel are the givers of God's commandments and law. And Jesus says salvation is of the Jews, not the Roman Catholic Church or anything else, so follow the Jesus. You know what? So I believe in Jesus, and we can go into a whole nother thing about this, what you just said. I'm not even getting into that. That's what I'm going to let it be known, because I'm never going to hide from anybody that I believe in God. I've been through too much. God has brought me through too much for me to even sit here and say that there is no God. I'm telling you, I'm supposed to be dead now probably 3 or 4 or 5 times. And let me tell you, and that's what I believe in. I believe in, if you know anything, the Holy Trinity, that's me. I don't think, but I'm not talking against any other religion. That's just not or it's not religion. I don't like to say religion, because that religion is, to me, is like, I don't know. But that's just not what I believe in. But there's a whole thing that we can get into about the Jews and Jesus, and I'm just not talking about that over here, because that gets sticky. But so the Israelites, according to scripture, because theirs are not aligned. Islam is a false right religion, and according to scripture, Jesus is the God of Israel only. I believe in. I'm not putting down anybody else's religion. So I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I just said that, but I'm not talking about anybody else's religion. I'm just not doing that. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just not. This is not even a conversation that, we are having. And because I just don't want to get into that, that's a sticky situation. But anybody knows, before they had this thing started, that Kashan had on her bucket list to go and record her video to Yahweh in Israel. So I'm just gonna say that, dear, and leave it. The word God means Jesus in Jehovah. Okay, so yeah, right now I'm not getting into a religious debate over here. I don't talk religion or politics. There are channels that do that on here. I'm just saying that I'm never going to ever let anybody tell me about my beliefs, because that's what I believe. Like I said, I'm supposed to be not be here according to man more than ever. So that is just not something I'm not going to say I believe in. What I said was she believes in what she believes in, and she has a couple people that are on her team that are Muslim. She's not Muslim. But what I said is because of their love is greater than any hate. They support her wherever she is. So if people can understand what I'm saying, she's not going to where they worship, they're going to where she worships. And I'm not getting into all of that. The point that I'm making is she believes because of the love that they have for her, they go where she goes. You got to hear the word because you're there. And so that's the point that I was making. And I keep saying, I'm going to always say what I believe in, but I'm not having a conversation about God. And I don't know who this was, Edward Barber. You can stop right now because I just told you what I wasn't doing and what we're not doing over here. And you continue to just keep trying to spam my comments. So yes, here you go. All right. So he's out of here. I don't have time for that. When I say I don't have time for that, and then now he done took me off the path that I was going. Oh, okay. So I had this conversation. I like to have conversations with people where I can have open dialogue with them, right? And we can agree to disagree. Because you keep trying to spam the comments with something that I'm not saying, and you're missing the whole point. I am not a religious channel, and I am not a political channel. So I'm never going to be ashamed of what I believe in, ever. And I don't have a problem with saying it. But at the same time, I don't have those conversations like on the channel because of things like that. Everybody doesn't understand or interpret things the same way. So I was going to have this conversation. I didn't even get to it. That's not the conversation I was having. I'm just showing you about a thing about how people can come from two walks of life and believe what they believe, but because of love, the love is stronger than you fighting over God. You doing what God gave you. You can work with somebody on common ground and your beliefs be different. That is the point that I was making about that, but that's not the conversation that I wanted to say. Yeah, shout out to both of them. I do. I just don't understand. Like for me, you know, uh, Chrisean is a single mother as well as what is her name? I almost forgot it. What is Zenith? And I get it. Shout out to both of them. But I'm only going to talk about what I saw and why when when Chrisean hopped up on the panel where she was doing whatever. Why? It could have been she could have been trolling at that time too. Nobody says she's perfect, but Zenith had been harassing this girl basically. You can go back and see her posting like 3 weeks ago, and then she gets online and say, "Oh, what? I don't know." No, girl, you wrote it, you posted it, and Chrisean just didn't respond. Yep, this is exactly what we don't do over here. We do not do kid nothing. So, yeah. All right. So, as I was saying, right? So, I had this conversation with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the Jeffrey, the case of that and all the stuff that's going on with all these children that are happening and things like that. All right. Um, and basically, you know what it was? It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was, we were having a conversation about um, music. And I was saying that, I like Kendrick Lamar, the reasons why I like him, and stuff like that. And then I don't know how we got on the conversation, but then his name, Young M.A. And so the person said to me, yeah, well, where is Young, M.A.? And I said, well, I see it. Yeah, I said, I think she's, went through whatever she went through, and now she's, I don't know for the most part, I don't really listen to her. I don't even know one of her songs she came out with. And so he said, yeah, I used to like her too. And I said, and so we got a conversation about, so, he starts talking about the Bible and being gay as a choice. And I said, no sin is greater than the other. And so, some of these people that I have to block because of your comments. I'm not that person, right? If you believe in God, then all of the sins, regardless to whether you take somebody's life or you're committing adultery. Do you think that it's a sin according to what you believe in, right? What sin is greater than the other? We can look at that at on a human from a human perspective. We probably would always kind of like maybe choose. Oh yeah, well of course, taking somebody's life is worse than adultery. But what if you're in adultery and you catch something and happen to bring it back to your wife that you made a covenant with under God, and now they pass away from what you from what you brought to them. They didn't know. No sin is greater than the other. It's like being gay is a choice. That's what this person said. And I said, well, and this is just the way I think. People can believe what they want to believe. Like other things are. There are scenarios, and I brought it up to him, and then I actually sent him the proof, and then he went silent. But we was having a discussion to agree to disagree. Like, it was your point to me, like you, because now I'm putting something in your face, and can you have a decent adult conversation about it? It's a conversation that needs to be had. What about the children that are essayed at a young age? I'm gonna give you an age bracket. I'm talking children as young as I don't even like putting an age bracket on it, but I did it, as a way of we were having a conversation, and I also did it to see if whatever, right? You take a child. First of all, when you're young, a lot of times games, children, they like to play games. Yeah. And so how does children play games? They learn. And, you use games for children sometimes, to help them learn, whatever, right? And so The next thing that I'll say is that when you tell a child something is a secret, they feel special. This child is 3 or 4 years old. Let's play a game, but it's a secret. It's top secret, so you can't tell anybody. Oh, it's top secret, yeah. And then they go and do the unthinkable. And they repeat this over and over and over again. They repeat it, right? Now, they start doing it, maybe I'll give them like age 7 to another child. But they think nothing is wrong with it, right? Because this person that initially did it to them told them it was a game, everybody was doing it, but it's our little secret. Now the person is still doing what they're doing to this child, and now this child's doing it to somebody else. And so now, somehow, maybe let's say about 12 or 13, the child that was initially done to another adult finds out and tell them that's wrong. That is not, uh, everybody does not do that. And explain to them what's going on. But they've been doing this stuff and they've been having this stuff done to them from the age of maybe 2 or 3 to now they're 12. Right? I'm talking about, um, so now maybe let's say 13, they've reached the age of whatever, or puberty, and they're going on and on, and all they know is that this is what they were told, and it was right. This is what has been going on with them all of these years. I know God can do all things, but it's going to be hard. Well, are we going to blame the child if that's all they know? And now they're doing it to, not that you're doing it to someone else, but that's how they love. Or it could be the other way around. We could take the situation of Jarvis Butts. Great example. Great example, right? Jarvis Butts. I don't know if you guys followed that case or was on any other channel looking at that case. So let's take the case of Jarvis Butts. Essaying his children and everybody else's children in the freaking neighborhood. Gave a 4-year-old a disease down there. 4 at the time. 4 years old. So many different children that this man messed up their lives. You know it's going to take to get them out of that, or to even, if some of them even ever heal. His daughter gave a witness impact statement that was so hard to listen to, but she was brave enough to get up there and tell him. And she said, I used to look at you as a dad. I used to look at you as a father. But she said, now you touched me, and I only see you as a monster. She said, you took everything from me. You changed everything that I loved about myself, even my. Oh wow! If I say this word, they might strike my video. If I say smex, SMEX, y'all got it. My smexuality. I don't even trust men anymore. You took that from me. It's because of you. I don't trust men anymore. So are we gonna blame the child for that? Her father had been assaying her from a little child up until he was incarcerated. He was having 3 ways with her and her cousin. So now she does not even like men. He was very young when he started essaying her. And then to impregnate the cousin, but they were, y'all, come on now. You can't, y'all not going to just say, people can't just say, okay, well, I understand that that's what happened to her. But, God is going to change. He can. He can. Is it going to be hard? Yeah, but you're talking about a child that was essayed by her father. The man she looked up to that was supposed to protect her turned out to be the biggest monster ever. She doesn't even feel the same about herself no more. Not even the way she, like I said, she doesn't even want, she wants nothing to do with the opposite. I'm not blaming no children. I'm not victim blaming anybody. But you know where that issue starts a lot? And the conversation needs to be had right in the church. And so, that, I mean, are we saying that we should tell that some people have never been essays, so they don't know how traumatizing that can be. But on so many levels, it's wrong. Children shouldn't even know what that is. Adults can't even handle intimate relationships sometimes. And that's a lot about why, a lot of these girls women and men are so messed up because y'all transferring energies, this person sleeping with this person, and it is just crazy out here. It's crazy. I don't need it and I don't want it. I don't need none of that. I'm sorry. If I'm going to be married and take vows, that's what I'm going to do. We all would like to stay married forever, but sometimes it just doesn't work. But I'm not going to. If I'm still married, or I'm not going to. I need to be like, we need to have a conversation, go our separate ways. Unfortunately, some people are not mature enough for that. And then there are some people that don't care that, they're separated. Okay, so if you're separated, give me a divorce or divorce the person. If not, is still committing adultery if you're looking at it from the godly view. Because everybody gets godly and forgets about real life until people start sweeping around their doorstep. And you get a lot of people that judge, and will never see the other side of the coin because they don't want to take the blinders off, because it's easier to get in a crowd of people and pick at somebody than it is to look at a situation for what it is and, try to help the person, lift them up and things like that. And maybe I do live in a fairy tale world. I don't know, but that's just what I believe. I believe in giving people a chance. I believe in seeing things before what they are. And like this person says here, shout out to both of those Black women. I'm good with that. But I am not going to sit here and act like I did not see Venus taunting this girl. And she said nothing. No reply, no nothing. She said nothing to her. So when people see her now at the weigh-in acting all, that is why. There's a lot of people that was on here that saw it. They saw it. I was like, why is this girl but just gets down here and tries to say, I like to try to be gracious and stuff when her team, Zenith's team, was being messy. Her team was. That's something for her to look into. That has nothing to do with Kashan. But if you taunt me and now we get on a public platform and you're still throwing insults at me, I'm going to go into my petty bag and pull out some stuff. Because you're presenting yourself one way, but then you're showing another. As Kashan presenting herself in one way and did something else, yes, she is. I don't need nobody to put that in the comments because I already know that. I don't need you to put it in the comments. We already know that. I already know that. But I'm saying in this case right here, because every case, you have to look at stuff case by case. It's not the case that she's trying to do something with her life. She's trying to turn her life around. And you got all these people that are perfect. And God already said, your ticket into the pearly gates is sealed. You are in. I need you to go all around and just go and say, that is not of God. That is not of God. That is not of God. Doesn't God preach love? Aren't you supposed to love thy neighbor? Because people want to talk about it. That's why I don't talk religion and I don't talk politics. And what I would never back away from, and I'm going to say this for the last time, is I believe in God. And I don't need nobody to tell me about who their God is or whether I should believe that Kashan is faking or not, whatever their beliefs are. I don't care about any of that. I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm pro woman, I'm pro black woman, but Kashan, no, there's no but. I'm just calling out what I saw, and that's what I saw. It is what it is. That's part of the reason why I don't really do Christian content. One of the reasons why I don't. Because there are some things that Christian has done. Do we hold her accountable for it? Yes, we do. I just don't get on the internet because I feel like there's too many people doing it anyway. I've never seen as many people as, not when you're looking at something and then you say you see something else. That is crazy. Somebody tell me when they saw her throw that baby across the room. Y'all gotta be kidding me. Just like one Friday, she said she was at church. What does Blueface's mother get on here and say at church on a Friday night? She lied. She is lying. This man was locked up. Only for Sarah Jakes to put the video up of her on stage with her baby. Sarah Jakes didn't know what's going on out here. She just posted a video because Kashan was there and got on the stage and sang with them. And she posted the video. And it's a timestamp because it's something that she had. She had an event and it was on a Friday. But yeah, automatically, she lying. She was at church. No, she was. Yeah, here goes Sarah Jakes. Oh, I had such a nice time. I met, Kashan. She sent, like, yeah. So I'm just saying, what are we talking about? I'm just not that judgmental. It's not for me to judge. I report on true crime and I tell people all the time, I wouldn't be able to sit on a death penalty case because I'm not God. And I don't ever want to have that type of responsibility. I can get with life without parole all day long. Life without the chance of parole is as farthest I will go. But when it comes to giving somebody that death penalty, I wouldn't be able to sit on the case because I'm not God. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm cool with life without parole because I know what goes on in jail. So I'm cool with that. I know what goes, I mean, it just happens. I've seen some things that, when you are living out here in the free world and you go to jail, it's two whole, totally different worlds. Two totally different worlds. You better be able to be professional enough, if that's the path that you chose, to handle both. Because you living like one way out here that makes sense to you, and you go to work, and especially it's your first weekend, you like, what? I was 21 years old, started working in the jail. And so I was in training. They let them do everything but touch us. They couldn't, spit on us. Nothing. They let them. It's like was a part of like some type of hazing thing. I said they let the inmates curse at us and all this other stuff, even though it's not allowed. But if you getting ready to sit up here and tell these people that they can't do it, somebody is going to do it. But ain't nobody spitting on me, hitting me with nothing or nothing like that, unless I don't see it coming. But yeah, we gonna squabble. Yeah, but it's not. Sometimes in the movies, what you see on TV, jail, it's not that. It's two different worlds. First week, they showing us how they make rounds, because I worked in the jail for 6 months before I even went to the academy. It was crazy, but that's how it worked. That's how it went at the time, at the jail that I was working at. I get in there and they're like, yeah, we do count. They're not supposed to have anything hanging up at the doors, because, yeah, you have to be able to see them moving in the cell. Because, if they pass away, that's on you. Especially if time go by and now your body goes from warm to cold. You got some explaining to do. And the one thing I would tell anybody that I work with, any partner that I work with in there, don't do nothing in here to mess up my bread and butter. Because what I'm not doing, I'm not covering up for nobody. I'm not giving none of these inmates nothing that they're supposed to have, and I'm not mistreating them though. So they respected me because I believed, and I did. This was the phrase I lived by. I'm fair, firm, and consistent. When it comes to the means that if I give them all one way, but I treat them with respect, and I can tell you those inmates respected me. And that is all that it was. The officers was worse than the inmates. When you hear somebody that works in the jail say that is the absolute truth. The officers is worse than dealing with the freaking inmates. So you be still firm and consistent, right? So they taking us around, and I'm like, wait a minute, they got milk in the toilet, and they like, oh, they just keeping their milk cold. What? I'm dumbfounded. They don't have no refrigerator. Sometimes they get milk. They want to eat it for cereal. They want it to be cold at night, because sometimes they have cereal and they can't keep a tray in their room, because a tray is a weapon. They can't keep that, but they can take like the food off and eat it later. So they may have cereal and they may have milk. They're going to keep it for later, but they want to keep their milk cold, so they put it in the daggone toilet. I was like, well, get the heck out of here. It's two totally different worlds. The stuff they do in there, you wouldn't think. You wouldn't think. I see some of the toughest people that I grew up around lined up trying to get some check. And I wasn't going for that, but the guy that worked on the regular, I just started working there like once a week. We had just did like they call them picks, so you get your your routine for like a year. You pick where you want to work. The more seniority you get, the sweeter the area you get to work in. And I worked with this guy. He was scared to death, but he get me in there, and I walked in. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I've never worked in the area. Now I've been there. I got some probably time on my belt, and I already have like I said, like the inmates respected me. But they then behind my back they be like, "Oh, that mean black bitch." Yeah, I'm all up in my face. You won't say that, so I'm good. I don't have to worry about you holding no blackmail over my head either, because I gave you something that you're not supposed to have, and that's what a lot of officers don't understand. You can give them a piece of candy, and you can lose your whole job. I know a guy that lost his whole job, pension, everything for a salami sandwich. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So you know, it is what it is. But there are things that happen, and you're like, yeah. I come in there. This guy is scared out of his mind. I said, God, damn it. I'm working with him on Monday and Tuesday. TV's blasting. He got his radio on his shoulder with his ear down to it because he can't hear what's being transmitted on the radios. 'Cause first of all, they having a whole party, and I had to sit there and I sat there for 5 minutes. I put my little lunch bag in the chair and I just stood there like, what did I just walk into? Trying to stay on the damn day shift. And so I took the remote and turned the TVs down. This guy gonna say, "You can't do that." I said, "What? I am doing it. We getting ready to have a meeting in here. We gonna have a meeting. We're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna get some understanding. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Two officers, 96 inmates. One officer to 48 inmates. What do you on TV? Where they behind some glass? Now we in the middle of the floor. We're in the paint. You come on your post, the door go clink clink. You don't even control the door where you can get in and out of the area that you work in. They control that control. So you need to be able to call them on the radio and say you need the door open. People be thinking it's for play. No, it's not for play. It's for real in there. For real. I turn the TV on. This time, we're getting ready to have a meeting. I'm getting ready. I'm going to be working here Monday and Tuesday. I'm not working here in this condition. No way. I cannot give this post back. I'm stuck here for a year. Thank goodness I went to the academy midway up because it was crazy. But then I had got another partner. He was oh. I go upstairs like, wait a minute. Where you have a whole row of guys lined up? I kid y'all not. The door, they lined up. The door is closed, and they got up a towel at the door. First of all, that's a violation. I cannot see in there. There's only a small window of glass. I need to see in there. What y'all lined up here for? Where you housed at? You housed downstairs. You're not even allowed to come up here on the second floor. Everybody go lock in. Everybody lock in. Lock it in. Officer Buse, what you doing? Listen, we're about to get some order in here. You can't even hear your radio. How the hell I can hear you if you can't hear your radio? If you call it, our only backup is if we call somebody to run their ass up here. If you call somebody right now, they only gonna hear what's going on with these inmates in the background. I'm about to get some order in here. I don't care what you do on the other 3 days when you're here. Because you had this post 5 days a week. But on Monday and Tuesday, this is how it's going down. Listen, everybody lock in. I need to see what everybody has. IDs in the window. Let's come to some understanding. So they come out 48 and 48. So if they're out in the morning, from 8 to 12, the top will come out. Then the half will come out from 12 to 4, and then the top will come out again from whatever to lockdown was at 10 o'clock. But when it's time to eat, when it's time for chow, they all can come out and eat at the same time, which is worse because now they got trays, weapons. Somebody got knocked upside the head right behind me. I mean, it was right next to me, and this crazy girl cracked the other girl. She was playing more feelings with her emotions. That's why I don't play the people's feelings and emotions. That's the point. That's another reason why I don't. Because that girl went out on a stretcher. And then when we out here in the real world, it's kind of like you got access to more stuff, right? So, like, that's why I don't really play with people. I just, people's feelings and emotions. But anyway, I just had to make this long story short, and I'm gonna get out of here. Um, we just had a conversation. I told him, listen, I'm here Monday and Tuesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The TVs will be kept at a certain level where you can hear the TV, but we're not having no TVs up so loud that I can hear the TV before I even step to it. They have the TV on both sides. So yeah, I put the TV at a volume. Y'all can talk amongst each other and come to agreement with what y'all want to watch on this TV, over here on that TV. Y'all know if y'all want to change the TV, we can change the TV, whatever y'all agree with. The downstairs, y'all know you're not allowed to go upstairs, right? Listen, because if you caught upstairs, that's 4 hours in the bunk. That's it. You're not supposed to go. It's not. They got a whole depending on the jail. But in this jail where I work, it's a whole handbook. All this stuff is in there. It's stuff that you can enforce. What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm not doing nothing. I'm going by the book. This is in black and white. They know it. The inmates know. You're just scared to enforce it. This place is out. These motherfuckers, they out on the corner. Like, what they do? Like, what's up? I'm like, nope, not being in here. I'm not working in this condition. Not. I mean, he was scared. Just, just. If you're not scared, then you should go work somewhere else where you feel more comfortable. You're gonna just let them do anything because you scared. All you got to do is refer them to where it is in the book. This is a violation right here. You can trust and believe if I do something that's against their rights. Oh, these inmates, the inmates, they will have the people up here fast. They will have the people in here fast trying to sue. So listen, you're well within your right. It's in the book. They already know the handbook back and forth. These inmates, just because they are arrested and they're locked up, you're here for a crime they committed. Is everybody in here guilty? Hell no. I don't believe it. Some people got caught up, and we got people out there just go rogue, be doing dumb-ish. I even got somebody out of, because I believe in what's right. I believe in what's right. To this day, if I see this person on the street, she still mentions it to this day. This lady was locked up for red rum. We can't say the word on the channel. Red rum. But she had asthma problems where we couldn't even use her to be a trustee because she had asthma so bad. She was locked up for allegedly shivving a man over 50 something times, and he passed. So she's locked up and she's like, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. That is not me. I didn't do this. Right? At that point, I can't say whether you did it or not. I don't know. I'm just here to make sure you see and you did. You go to court when they call for you. You eat. Nobody's taking your food, because I ain't play that either. I don't like bullies. That's another reason why I don't like bullies. And a bully to me is somebody that's trying to make me believe something that they believe, and I'm already telling you what I believe in. You're not going to tell me that, no, you're not going to bully away, especially not on my platform. You're not. But yeah, I don't like bullies. Anyway, yeah, I sent the girl to the hole for a whole 30 days. Was taking this person's food. She didn't speak Spanish. I mean, she didn't speak English. Um, she wasn't from. where she from? I think she was from Colombia. She was we worked with county inmates, and they had a contract with the feds, and so we held federal inmates, um, and they would go to court, and once they got sentenced, then they would go to a fed court. It was just a contract that the jail had at the time. So anyway, yeah, so she had a roommate, and they was taking her food, and I'm you taking somebody's food. The lady started getting skinny, and I'm like, "What's wrong? Like, what's wrong?" Because some of them getting in, they do work out, and some of them do get fit and lose their weight, and everything. I'm like, something's not right. Something ain't adding up here. So I'm like, she didn't really speak that much English. So I'm like, I brought her out and up, what she was saying. I asked her what's going on. You're not going to get in trouble. What's going on? Like, you're losing a lot of weight, and you don't even go to rec. I never seen you go to rec when it's time to go out. Like, what's going on? Is anybody doing anything to you? I was that type of officer. But then you're going to do something. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a whole problem. You're going to oh, yeah, I grew up in project. I'm definitely I'm not just going to that come at you like that. I'm just going to let you know where I'm at. Like, you civilized, we civilized together. You want to go there? Oh, I can get down there. But I trust me, I'm not going to win. But anyway, um, I don't believe in that. So we're sitting here and everybody's walking because it's not telling me something you can hear. I hit this other inmate was there, and she had got sentenced to like a 3 flat. You can do a 9 months off of a 3 flat. She was just waiting for the state to come and pick her up, right? And so she's in the room and she's laughing with the roommate, like, "Yeah, I'm go down here and yeah, they got so and so down the hall, and she allegedly, breadcrumb somebody, but you the one that did it. But I'm about to go ahead and get this 9 months, and that's it." I told my partner, this shit is my partner. That's crazy. And we didn't want to, like, cause most inmates talk up and say, "I ain't do it." That's not for me to. That's not for me to determine. That's not what being a correction officer is. That's for the judge, and the jury. If you have a jury, or if you just make a plea, that's between you, the prosecution, and the judge. We have nothing to do with that. That's why judges, when they say we don't have anything, we can recommend this housing situation, but we don't have any jurisdiction or any say so in how the jail is run. That's for security reasons. The judge ain't lying. They don't know. Even like the cops don't know about what security, how security works in the jail. Nobody knows what the officers that work there, and it's for security reasons. It's I said, I said, I'm not. I cannot sit here and so I said, you know what? Pull roommate out the room and tell her that medical call for her, because that's how they would do medical call. Either if you're already on medication, they bring it to the housing area, have the but if you got sick or whatever, then you have to be taking the medical, but then they can also put in the slip to say, "Oh, I'm feeling this, you can see the doctor." So they determine, the doctor determines what they feel is like an emergency, and they'll see the, inmates based on that. No, all the other inmates don't know if you put in a medical slip. They say that you need to see medical, and they just happen to call for you. So that's what we're going to do. I said, I'm going to go out in the hall, and so, you call the door, and it's like, "Oh, you got to go to medical." And so they always got to put in a shirt or something, because they only put a sweatshirt on, sweatpants when they're in the room, but they have to wear a uniform when they're on the floor or anywhere else in the jail. So I get in the hallway, and I said, "Listen, you ain't got to go to medical, but did she just tell you that she read from this man and she about to do 9 months for a whole different charge, nothing even to do with this, and the girl down the hall in the other unit is locked up for it?" And she was like, "Ugh, she's hurting." I said, "She ain't gonna hurt nothing." I said, "But God, we heard it. just want to make sure I heard it right. I'm going to pass the information along to the sheriffs and, let them speak to the prosecutors and however they want to handle it, they want to handle it. But we're not saying nothing about nothing. I took her in the classroom and sat her in the classroom. I had the officer working in the hallway to sit in the hallway and watch her because it's lockdown time. Everybody else is locked down. She don't have an appointment in medical for real. But we just need to keep her in there long enough to make it seem like she went to medical. These inmates can make up something on the fly. She asked you what's going on, she tells you went to medical, you put it in a slip, you figure out whatever reason you want to tell her why you went to medical. You figure that part out. I figure that part out for you, but you figure that part out. So what we did was, the area where I was working, if you get changed to the other unit, it's a smaller unit, like 48 inmates down there. These two units they don't commingle with each other, and a lot of times, a lot of the inmates prefer to be on that unit anyway. Right? So I put her in the house, took the person out of me, and moved her to the hall or whatever. Just, for safety precautions, whatever. So they start investigating it, and sure enough, what DNA y'all tested before? Because that lady DNA ain't even on the stuff. So how did y'all lock her up for this? Like, that's not something that I'm going to determine. That's just something that happened. I heard something. There's no way I'm going to sit there and then good and have feel good about myself. Knowing that I heard this person say this and this person is down here locked up for nothing. In preparing for a trial, she's going to be tried for red one and possibly go to jail for the rest of her life. No, we ain't good. I couldn't live with myself. Me or my partner. Because when I heard, I just looked over there at my partner. My partner just was kind of like, didn't see anything. I mean, what I was, really not. And so, at the end of the day, like I said, when I see, they released her. She sued them. She sued the parents of them, as she should. But that is what it is. I'm just telling the story because I'm just saying I want to let it be known. Like, is there people in lockup that should hell yeah? A lot of people that locked up that shouldn't be. And I wish things was that simple. That's the way that happened. But the girl that she said it to wound up testifying, and magically they wound up, getting this girl DNA and all those stuff. And I guess they started doing their testing or whatever. And sure enough, her fingerprints and stuff was on the weapon and everything. So basically, you just sat in here like the thing to me was you was laughing like, oh yeah, she getting ready to down here and lock these 9 months out. I got like do that. Yeah, she was in there for robbery. And so it was her first time, but the level of robbery was kind of, out there, whatever. So they give you a brief flat. After brief flat, you do a 9-month sentence, and then however much parole time they give her, that's what she would have did, but she would have did it on the street. And so meanwhile, this person is going possibly to prison for the rest of their life. I don't know if anybody can live with themselves, but I couldn't. That's just one of the stories of mine. My life as a correctional officer. Corruption. Corrections or corruptions. Yeah, corrections. Yeah. So that is just a story about that, and I feel good about when I can do things that are the right things to do. But I'm somebody that is also not judgmental. You have most of the most talented and creative people in jail that are incarcerated. You can take D4VD as a um, as an example. And that's another video for a whole nother day. I found some things that are really just mind blowing about this young kid. Uh, he just, oh my goodness. I think his parents, and I had said it from day one. I'm wondering before they even arrested him. I don't even know if some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I may be going live either tomorrow or Monday because I'm going to talk about it in the update. I'm just not doing it now. I wasn't even supposed to be on here this long, but if you're here, just please hit the like button. Just a free way to support the show. I'm going to say that to y'all, and please hit the subscribe button. But yeah, I was wondering why his parents pulled him out of school suddenly to homeschool him, and it wasn't during COVID. And I was like, that's the first place my mind went when they said that this girl body was found in his car, in the trunk of his Tesla. I was like, oh wow, that's just. But sometimes people think they're so smart, that they're dumb. And I know it's just like, did y'all think he did that or he got set up? It's just too easy. Well. Well, the stuff that came out, the disturbing things that came out, and how you're able to go back and see stuff that he posted, other people, it's just not a good look right now. And I just think that this world is a safer place because he's not in it. Anybody that says they can separate the musician from the person, in some cases, depending, some things are just not forgivable. The girl did not, that 14-year-old girl did not deserve to be unalived in that manner that she was unalived in. And like I said, everybody wants to point the finger at people until something happens in your backyard or your front door. Then you look at it differently. And so, justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez. All day long, we've been waiting for this. And we're finally seeing the justice system work when it should work, and not against somebody that is, yeah, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law in front of a jury of his peers, yada, yada, yada. We get that. But this case is so disturbing on so many levels. And it's just not getting better. You have some other victims that have come forward. And so probably will be doing a video on that, or go, it's easier, well, a video or may go live, depending. It's something that I found, and I'm just like, that's not really, sir. So are we out of it? But I see what he tried to do. And it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to fly. You're going to get the time that they asked for. So, justice for Celeste. Congratulations to Kashan. I pray that God continues to work on her. She continues to turn to Him for understanding. And becoming a better person is not an easy journey. It's not an easy feat. And I am not somebody that is going to continue to judge her. If people would do like a background, just look into her background, you could find out a whole lot, and things that she has overcome already. I say it. over and over again. I've been through a lot. I have not been through what she's been through. And I commend her for still standing on 2 feet. But a lot of people that's pointing the finger at her, sometimes they long enough to get knocked in their head by the man that's in their house. Some of them, sparking up, drinking, whatever. But overlook what you're doing and condemn what she's doing or did or whatever, which we really don't even freaking. You really, yeah, like a lot of the stuff. I promise you, it's not. It's made up. I promise you. She's opening gifts that people send to and throwing the box at Junior's head. What? I'm watching the same video and I don't see what y'all talking about. Are y'all kidding me? Like, come on now. I'm telling you, if people don't understand, I'm not on here consistently enough, but if I was, people make good money on YouTube. These people do this all the time. They know what sells, what grabs people's attention. They know what to do and what to say. Oh, they don't like Kashan. Oh, I'm going to just make Kashan stuff up. And I'm going to say, my secret source said. And I'm going to say this and that. And you got these gullible people that fall right into it. And when people, if people have children that are, I'm not saying, let me say this again. I'm not saying Kashan, I don't know anything about Chrisean Jesus' personal health. I'm not looking at nobody's child and diagnosing them. I'm not about to do it. I am not doing it. But I just don't understand. The people that know and understand what I'm saying, understand what I'm saying. I never knew that. Well, not that I never knew. I guess I don't even know. I guess I had better expectations for the people that live in the world. I don't say it like that. I just had better expectations of people, but we think we're taking 2 steps forward and we're taking 10 steps back. And if people don't, a lot of people agree with me. I believe that Kashan was chosen. She was chosen for this. She's standing in it, standing on it, and loving on her son the best way she can. And like I said, I think Dee was she in here. She's probably left already. I'm going to try to see if I can get somebody to get the video. I'm going to get somebody ask somebody because I believe what's that Henderson have a video of when she went live, of when she got was beaten his stomach. Not saying that was I'm just saying we need to rate everything. If that's what these people are thinking. Me, I believe that Kashan Jesus is beautiful, and that's just I'm standing on that. I believe that Kashan is doing the best she can as a single parent. She's a great mother, and guess what? I always tell people when we leave here, guess what? You're going to find God yourself with your own cross and will. And baby, if you think that you don't know whether he's going to consider it when you stole some candy out of the store at 5 years old, what the heck do we know? Maybe that's what I mean. You may be somebody that is getting food stamps selling them. That's not of God. When you look at it, you're taking food out of somebody else's mouth that may need those food stamps for real. Come on, somebody, if you want to go to church, let's go to church about everything. You see how that works? You don't want to do it. Stop. Like I said, congratulations to Kashan. Shout out to Zenith on whatever path that she's going to take moving forward. But even if you see when they were waiting for them to make a decision after her and Rock hugged, Krishan hugged. Somebody in the audience was saying something, and and Zenith was trying to argue with them. Like, oh, see that's where stuff come. You look at little things like that. Like Zena, you got in there, you fought the good fight. You did. Wrestling and pro boxing is not the same. You got in there. That's the main thing. You didn't wear it just like Cassie Tosh. She was popping and she was going to win too. And I mean, when the way she was popping it in the first round, when the girl kind of like caught her, it's like, oh, Cassie, I like Cassie. Yeah. So it is what it is. I'm somebody that is not in all of them getting in the ring. I'm not getting in the boxing. I show them. Listen, I'm anybody. So shout out to all of them that got me. Everybody. See how that works? You can still do that, but still, it means congratulations. So, y'all, it wouldn't be me if I didn't end the show the way I always end it, by bringing awareness that men get breast cancer too. I'm going to have to turn these comments off on this video. As a matter of fact, I need to go over here so I don't forget. Because these people be all up under the video talking all types of nonsense that I don't care to hear. I don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about none of the stuff you're talking about. Go over there hating like that on somebody. That's not what we do over here. You're not doing it here. You're not talking about nobody's baby. You're not talking about nobody's, oh, she did this. We're not doing it. So I'm going to illustrate the way I normally do by bringing awareness that men get breast cancer too. Because of the stigma surrounding the word breast, we have changed the word to peck and or chest cancer over here on the Survivor Speaks channel. We're going to continue to bring awareness that men get breast cancer too, and to all of my ladies. Please make sure that you are getting your mammograms, filling on your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right. And don't you dare let anybody come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I'll be in the comments for those, but if I just upload a video, I know I'm going to comment with you. Lady G. Okay. You said the fact was fixed. Chrisean Rock came out on top. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's what you said. You can believe what you want to believe. I'm not even. Your comment's not even really. That true. I think I know what you're trying to say. That you're one of the ones claiming that the fight was rigged. Oh, I think that's what you're saying, right? Anyway, so don't you dare let anybody come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I'm Survivor Space. I'll see you guys in the next live video. Thank you for rocking out with me. Make sure you hit that like video, free way to support the channel, subscribe, free way to support the channel. Just turn on all your notifications so you know when I'll go live. Hype up the video. That's another free way to support the channel. There are monetary races. You can support the channel, but they are voluntary and not mandatory, but they are helpful in keeping the channel running. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for rocking out with me, and thank you for everybody that can use their critical thinking skills on their own and not jump on bandwagons. Thank God for y'all. See you on the next one. Peace.
If you have made it to the end of the video, you are the real MVP. So don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.